Well, hey, Please Advise Nation, Molls Army, how the hell are you doing? You might be wondering why today's episode is over 3 hours long, and that's because today's episode is not Please Advise. I actually do several podcasts because my time management skills are fucking awful, and my priorities are completely out of whack for someone who does this as a hobby. It's literally a very severe hobby. It's the most severe hobby anyone has ever had. I beg you to find me someone that has a more intense, time-consuming hobby that doesn't also result in an Etsy payout. But yeah, I do a podcast about Lifetime original movies that just ended its second season called Mother May I Sleep With Podcast. Basically, each week, a guest and I break down a Lifetime movie from start to finish. We go over other things like trivia, wardrobe, the history of the actors, etc. It's the thing that I'm simultaneously the most proud and ashamed of. So I wanted you guys who have never heard this podcast to have a chance to listen in the main feed because, man, if you have finished up your Please Advise, if you want more Molls, if you want more Ronnie, if you want more of great crossover guests who have done Emotionally Broken Psychos, Please Advise, Mother May I Sleep With Podcast, this is the place to do it. This is a well of unheard material for some of you people. So, basically, go search for Mother May I Sleep With Podcast in Apple Podcasts if you enjoy what you hear today. It exists. You can leave it a 5-star review, which really super helps us. Also, check out mothermayisleepwithpodcast.com. Just really write it out. mothermayisleepwithpodcast.com. It's actually a really cute website that Nicole Matthew has built. It's super cute. It has a breakdown of all of our highest scoring Lifetime movies to date. So you can kind of see not just who wins our Tori Spelling Lifetime Achievement Award, but which movies we consider to be the least lifetimey, meaning the closest to a movie that actually might get seen in a theater. So please, you guys, enjoy this episode of Ronnie Karam, who I know so many of you love. I'm so glad he got to be here for my first episode of season 1 and my last episode of season 2. Ronnie Karam and I breaking down To Be Fat Like Me, a movie where Kaley Cuoco acts completely psychotic for about 90 minutes straight. All right, you guys, I will be back next week. We're going to start running our New York episodes. We have Michelle Collins. We have Mary H.K. Choi. We have Ruby Karp. We have a bunch of great stuff coming up. So you guys make sure you are tuned in next week for that. And I hope to see some of y'all at the Chicago meetup this weekend. Make sure you are checking the Please Advise Twitter. It's PLZ_advise or EB Psychos on Twitter. That's where we're going to have the date and time for our Chicago meetup this coming Saturday, the 21st, I believe. So yeah, I'm excited to see y'all in Chicago, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Welcome to season 2 of Mother May I Sleep With Podcast, the only podcast dedicated exclusively to Lifetime original movies. I'm your host, Molly McAleer.
So if you want to be with me, you'll have to take me as I am.
You guys, it's the finale. It's the closing episode of Mother May I Sleep With Podcast. And I should just at the top of the podcast, I keep saying we have Patreon. Just look it up. I keep doing this like this is your job. I'm just going to tell you what the Patreon is. It's patreon.com/MMISWP. So go check that out if you want to donate to the show, because that's how we're going to make season 3. I'm working to see if I can get you some Lifetime money. Some Lifetime money so I can do this.
Girl, they barely put Lifetime money into Fat Like Me.
No, girl, no. All of my money went to Steven.
Really?
I broke even. I'm breaking even on this podcast. It just cost me about 3,000 hours of my life. That's all. I just can't have children in exchange for doing this podcast. That's all it cost me. Yeah, worth it. I probably was going to have them anyway. Oh my God. What are you doing after this? Are you going to bed?
Yeah,
I know.
probably.
I have to
you want to make some babies?
No, I was just going to say, I kind of want to go drinking, but that's just... I kind of want to drink to celebrate my Lifetime podcast. I guess I'll just drink at home like usual. Anyway, so today we're doing To Be Fat Like Me, which is, Ronnie calls it a classic.
This is a Lifetime classic.
It is? Okay, it came out 10 years ago. Wouldn't it be crazy if it was 10 years ago today? Let me see. So for some reason, when I keep loading this, I get a 404 error. So just so you know, I don't even think the IMDB page for this movie is loadable, really. I'm opening it up in different tabs because IMDB is like, no, honey, you didn't mean to look at that. But I do want to point out that this is our second Kaley Cuoco jam on this podcast.
It is?
We did, not you and I, but
I was going to say, wow.
No, she did not play Mary Kay Letourneau. And like Ronnie and I also talked about this. I'm going to tell you guys some Kaley Cuoco trivia, and I'm going to read you some Kaley Cuoco quotes in a little bit just so you can familiarize yourself with the lead. Because if you're like me and you've never watched Big Bang Theory and really only know it's like about nerds or whatever, like you don't know anything. Like all I know about her is that she was on the show 8 Simple Rules when John Ritter died. She was married to a guy for 6 months. And she's on a show about nerds, and she makes a ton of money.
I didn't know any of that stuff. I knew her last name sounds like Coco, and I was like, why would you choose a skinny person to play a fat person who kind of sounds like Coco? It's like unfair on a lot of levels. So I hated her coming in. Gets the
job done. Like, this is what I want to say about her. You know, like, tribute to her. She's no Haley Duff. But, like, if you send Cuoco in to get a job done, she's going to do it.
She will put on her XXX V-neck sweater.
Oh, yeah. She'll put on 19 sweaters.
It's like, I'm not only fat now, I'm blind. I have glasses, too.
Oh, my God. No, dude. Like, there's so many rough things about this. Like, the fact that she literally dresses like Steve Erwin for her first day of school. Like, I'm literally saying, you know me, like, she's fat. She's not, like, bad at shopping. Why is this also, like, Lane Bryant exists, sweetheart. Like, this is only 10 years ago. Like, there was some style. Well.
It killed me that she's like, I'm fat. I also have glasses now. Like, that's why I'm fat. Like, I can't read the calories on the back of a Doritos or whatever. And you know Kelly brought that to the table, at the table.
Yeah.
She's guys, what if I wore glasses?
Well, you're forgetting that the glasses have a very specific function that is hugely important to the film. They're not just like fake out, Zooey Deschanel and New Girl glasses.
They couldn't even make those for like Google Glass 2 years ago for billions of dollars. Like they couldn't even do that. Now I'm supposed to believe that Kelly gets special like spy glasses.
It's Kaley.
Kaley?
Kaley Cuoco. She's super fucking
so much
famous.
Into this girl.
Do you know who she is? She's American famous. But before we get into this, like she's like America like loves her. Like if Kaley Cuoco walked into a mall, like it would shut the fuck down. Like it literally would just like people would be like screaming and ripping their shirts off and just like losing their minds.
And we'd know because she'd be recording it in her fucking fat glasses.
Okay, so Ronnie and I are going to be cracking a lot of fat jokes because let's be real. This is a movie called To Be Fat Like Me, okay?
Yeah, and guess what? To be fat like me, I'm fat. So this is one of those, I can say gay things and fat things and Lebanese things and web toes things. So get off my ass.
You have web toes?
2 on each. Well, they're like half web. They go like this. Like.
Okay, cool. And I was a fat child and I'm dyslexic and I have a lazy eye. I had 2 surgeries.
What if Kaley was dyslexic too?
Oh, she probably is. I mean, her character, like the main thing I know about her character in this movie is that she can't do math. The only thing I know is she's sporty and can't do math, and her younger fat brother is really smart, and she resents her mother. So I'm going to read some Kaley Cuoco facts to you. So she's from Camarillo, California. Sounds like a dump. She's 5'6". That's 1 inch shorter than, 1 inch shorter than me if you need perspective.
Gosh, she's tiny.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm kind of tall.
You are?
Yeah, when people meet me, they're like, you're taller than I thought you would be.
Well, especially because I'm sitting up here and I'm like so much bigger than you.
Yeah, I look tiny down here. No.
I'm like Hagrid to your hair.
It cracks me up when I meet people. They're like, I thought you were going to be some like little 5'2" Spitfire. And I'm like, no, honey. I'm like, I have man hands.
That's
like
how I explain
my hands.
You. I'm like my friend Molls, a little 5'2" Spitfire.
Yeah, with her fucking baseball glove hands. So she has a younger sister named Brianna Cuoco. Her last name, Cuoco, translates to cook in Italian. Her father is of Italian descent, and her mother is of English and German ancestry.
Your name means cook. You're hired.
She did 6 Barbie commercials when she was younger. Let me see. She went to homeschool on the set, and she earned her high school diploma at age 16, which isn't real. Like, you know what that's like the Britney Spears diploma.
Yeah.
When Britney Spears said she got a 16 on her SATs. Do you remember that when she went on Rosie O'Donnell? She was like, Britney, did you take your SAT? She's like, sure did. And she's like, what did you get on your SAT? She's like, I think like a 16. And so this is like literally inspired shade. Like, so sometimes just IMDb stating the facts is like an inspired shade. So she ranked number 13 on Maxim Magazine's Hot 100 list of 2011. And then she ranked number 57 on the 2011 FHM Australia's list of 100 sexiest women in the world.
Wait. I feel like she needs to leave that like way at the bottom.
Yeah.
How do you go from Maxim to
Well,
that?
I don't think that she gets to organize these facts.
Number 97.
No.
I think you do. Is that her? Oh, it's her IMDb. Sorry.
She was in a 2-year relationship with Johnny Galecki, a.k.a. David from Roseanne.
Oh.
Yeah, well, and I guess they're also in a relationship on the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, great for them. So I'm going to read you some... Oh, she has openly admitted to having breast implants and a nose job.
That's brave.
Brave. Like,
Yeah,
literally,
that's
I
brave.
actually didn't read that fact. So I'm going to read you some personal quotes.
Okay.
On playing the drums. Just 10 minutes of it, and I'm a different person.
By the way, I'm really sorry for my asthmatic guttural laughs. I haven't been able to stop since I got here.
Horseback riding is my passion, other than work. People can't imagine me getting dirty, but that's what I love about it. You do a job, your show gets canceled, you get used to it. Okay. I love all music. Right now, I'm loving Josh Groban and Kelly Clarkson. I love the fashion world. I love clothes. I love style. And then
Wags. Did you hear Wags? Wags went. Like drums after 10 minutes. I'm a different person.
This is the majority of these go back to, which is something that I'm not like. This is not funny. Actually, I think this is one of like literally the most tragic deaths in like Hollywood history. Recently, was John Ritter. Still wasn't recently. I was like in high school when it happened. But the rest of these quotes are about John Ritter, so I won't read those, but I will read this, which I might be about John Ritter. I was having a bad day, and my friend said, go wash your hair. I thought it was really silly, but it made me feel so much better. It might be a small thing, but it works. Washing it off and starting over.
And I told him, you probably didn't expect me to be dirty, huh?
But I got to wash my hair. Feels good. So this movie is... I mean, honestly, I was shocked when I realized this movie was what I thought it was, which is a girl who is skinny, decides, Wags. You sensitive about that? It's about a girl who is skinny. Oh, you want your donut. That's what it is.
Of course, because we're talking about fat like me. Even Wags is being
Wags
turned.
like, I'm hungry. Can't talk about this movie and not feed me, bitch. I'm hungry. So to be fat like me is literally about what you would think it is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say I have some issues with this movie being named after Black Like Me.
Well, I like that they had that in the script. She's like, this is based on the film To Be Black Like Me.
No, it's a book.
Oh, it's a book, whatever. Oh, how did they do it without a black suit?
She goes, you know Black Like Me? And her friend's like, Janie, the film nerd's like, yeah. And she's like, so the guy, he lived as a black person and like reported on the black experience. And she's like, it'll be like that, except I'm fat. And like her friend Janie's like, I like it. And like, by the way, this is a movie that I love. Lifetime movies sometimes do this where every character is living in a different movie. And like, this is that movie. Like Janie sometimes responds to Kaley in a way where I'm like, are you responding to like her stunt double? Like, could Kaley not show up for some of these scenes? Like, it's like literally like they did her takes with like her stand-in or something.
She's got like her 10 minutes of the drum going on back there. Well, which one are you talking about? The nerd or the best friend?
So
the nerd, like the filmmaker. I say nerd because glasses and it's Lifetime.
Oh,
so
it's her name is okay. So Janie, or I thought her name was Janie, but it's Jamie, and Jamie's the one that she's making the movie with.
Okay.
Then we have Kendall, the popular girl with the bangs.
Okay, yeah, she needs to die. But
and then we have
I think her reactions were so weird because they kept changing her character as it went along. At first, she was like, "I kind of get it because I have glasses, so I get what fat people think." You know?
No, she turned into like a '90s power cunt. Like I literally was like, "Oh fuck!" Like I would not want to run into you backstage at Lilith Fair. Like you would like literally fucking knife me to death.
And you would too.
No, like this girl like was meant to run shit. Like she was meant to run shit. She like if anything, this girl grew up to be a Hollywood power lesbian. Like she just definitely did. She was cutthroat. There was nothing emotional about it. Anytime that she'd be like, "Oh, so your fat friend's not talking to you? Get your fat ass back in there, Allie. You're failing math.
Get your shit together. We're ruining this girl's life."
So mean. Like I was like, wow, that is like I mean, I can sit here with Ronnie and be mean, but I am not like mean like that.
But we're
like,
not mean to each other like that. Like, shut up, Molls, you fucking idiot. Get in there and rip somebody a new one.
No, well, no, not even each other, but I just mean like even in business. Like I don't think I could be like, you know what? We can always find another you. Like, there's 10 more of you standing outside my door right now. Like, I could never be like that to someone. Like, that's just not my personality, which is probably why I'm not that successful. So, let's start on our movie.
I would disagree, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so we open up on a montage of a very fit Kaley Cuoco working out.
This
music in
Lifetime
this
music
rules.
was so good.
Dude.
And it never matched. This one kind of matched because it was like, "I'm a girl." And then it's like, look, tennis shoes, an iPod.
And then it's like bacon. So it's intercut with someone.
Is every scene is Caroline Ray's first scene in everything eating a piece of bacon? I'm like, can Caroline Ray fucking ever escape this scene?
So this is the thing, is that like I think of Caroline Ray as a comedic actress who was the kooky aunt on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yeah. And also she had the Caroline Ray show, which was like a poor man's Rosie O'Donnell, which is saying something. Okay, so
and then she was the host of The Biggest Loser before Allison Sweeney. Do you remember?
Oh, okay.
She was the original one, and I think she got fired for getting too fat. And I went to see Biggest Loser because my friend was on it, and so I went to like the live finale taping. And poor Caroline Ray, I mean, she came out eating a piece of little bite of bacon.
No,
she didn't.
She's just chugging bacon bits.
Yeah, but everyone in the audience is either fat, family of fat, or wants to be thin. Like, it's the Biggest Loser audience. So we're all bonded in that way.
Totally.
And so everyone's like, oh my God, is she getting fat? And then she would stand on stage and kind of pull at her suit.
Oh, I hate that. Like a self-conscious moment.
Yeah, and then they got Sammy from Days of Our Lives to replace her. Now she does Xenadrine articles or ads on Instagram.
It's sad.
It is.
So it's sad. Hollywood's sad.
Long history wrapped up.
Speaking of Harvey Weinstein, there's a lot of sad shit going on in Hollywood right now. But can we talk about
that guy was a fucking pig?
I know. Can we talk about Caroline Ray's struggle to find a well-fitted suit? I mean, like, can we talk about that? No. So to see her play, like, okay, so on Sabrina, this aunt was always like. She was the cool aunt. So like to see her go from being this empowered woman with a bomb ass updo and like interesting sweater combinations to like the dumpy, sad mom who literally, which we will find out, gave herself diabetes because she couldn't.
I love that that's the thing. You did this to you, Mom.
Okay, so like there's this mystery illness. We'll just tee this up now. There's this mystery illness that like Kaley Cuoco's getting at this whole time. And you're like, what was it? Like, did she talk herself into a deep depression? Like, did she cheat on the dad and get HIV? Like, you're literally like, what did she do? Because like, she's like, you did this to yourself, Mom. Like, you made yourself sick.
Mom got fat from HIV. Like, wait a minute, Lifetime. Wait a minute.
I didn't know it was about her getting fat. I thought it was about how she made herself. I mean, I'm just not smart. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah.
No, I didn't get it either. I didn't get it either. Yeah, I thought she had like depression, and then Kelly had to grow up on her own.
So Kaley.
Her
character's name is Allie. She gets home from her run and she makes herself a shake for breakfast. Her dad's like, so what's going on with softball? She's like, oh, I have to work a double shift after softball today. She basically says, like, she implies that she has to work as much as she does because otherwise she ain't going to college. And there's like a lot of tension around the money situation from the very jump. Like,
well, maybe it's because we live in LA, but they live in a 2-story house, and Caroline Rhea literally made 10 eggs. Like in that opening, I was like, why is poor Caroline Rhea forced to make 10 eggs?
I know, like your daughter's
alone.
not even eating them. Mm-hmm. Mikey will probably slam 3 of those eggs. Like I've known a man to slam 3 eggs in a meal.
This morning.
Plus, there was pancakes involved. There was pancakes in the mist as well as toast. You don't do pancakes and toast. Like,
yeah, but like, are you going to get mad at Caroline Rhea for feeding you like that? Or are you going to get mad at Kaley for jogging in a polo shirt? Like, who does that? She was wearing a collared shirt.
I know. And also, like, you have a lot of clothes for a girl who's so allegedly so poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
and collared shirts. Those are more expensive.
Exactly. Dry cleaning. Come on.
And the song is, I can be anything I want. No, you can't.
Wait till you hear a song lyric that I wrote down in the party scene. I caught it on my 3rd viewing today, and I literally was like, wow. That is the find of all of these Lifetime movies I've done, that this is the find. So the brother says to her, he's like, why are you such a jerk to her all of a sudden? Kaylee's like, what? I'm not a jerk to her. Why do you always take her side? And he's like, what? She gave me birth. You gave me wedgies. You do the math. Oh, wait, you can't do math. I forgot, sucker. And he walks
and begins a long line of beautiful, beautiful lines.
Sucker. And then she turns around. And so can we talk? So this family's so poor that they live in a duplex that somehow has 3 bedrooms. But then upstairs, there's a man who's the poor man, Harry Firestein from Mrs. Doubtfire, who just makes prosthetics for a living.
What the hell? And this is how stupid I am. I'm like, why is that guy wearing an alien mask? Like, I'm so stupid.
No, me too. I was like, God, what a weird profession for them to pick for the upstairs neighbor. Like, he does prosthetics. Like, how is that going to come in handy in this movie?
And he's doing laundry in his alien head that he just made himself. He's like, hey, Janie.
So
you smell like bacon.
So he's like, I got a new job. And then he like holds up this tongue he made. And like, it's an alien tongue that's forked. And he's like, this is genius, right? And I'm sitting there thinking like, no. You did not come up with that, or this isn't a real job, because this is maybe a sample for your book or something. But anyone knows that if you're writing an alien movie, the writer decides what kind of tongue the alien has. Okay, if it has a 2-pronged tongue, that's not on the prosthetics guy to step in and be like, well, Steven Spielberg, I thought about it, and I think you should have a 2-pronged tongue. Like, no, that's canon. Like, the lizard's tongue is canon. Like, you don't...
That you're mad at the controlling neighbor.
I know.
Also, who builds the mask on themselves? Like...
I know. And he comes out and answers the mail, and what has to be a 300-degree mask, and like he acts like he's not even like, he doesn't even notice he's wearing it. Like, he just forgot that he's wearing it. Like, if I had one of those, like, Groucho Marx, like, silly disguise noses and glasses on, I would be conscious of it at all times, like, let alone if I was covered in 100 pounds of makeup and holding a fake tongue.
Well, this poor guy is that guy in acting class who, like, takes it really seriously.
Yeah.
Because even when he has lines in this, he's like, hey, Kaley, how you feel? Like, he's using inside voice to the point where you're like, how many booms do we need for you? Under 5, you know?
Well, I mean, he's probably like the guy that like is supposed to make it. Well, like, this is why like I never booked anything during my limited time. Like, someone said you should get a commercial agent, and I was like, okay, and I like got a commercial agent, even though I've never acted a day in my life. And I would go to auditions, and I would see people who were like seriously dressed to suggest. Like, they'd be like,
oh yeah, I had my agent 2 weeks. My commercial agent, I couldn't.
Yeah,
Actors.
no.
You'd walk into a room of like 100 people, and it's for a role with no lines. It's like you're standing there watching some guy golf.
It's all about your look.
And they're doing yoga and vocal exercises in the audition room. Like, you have no lines. It's a First Republic Bank commercial in Mexico.
And you know what? They get that job. And where are we? Doing this podcast, okay? We're not like Kaley Cuoco. We don't get to love Josh Groban and Kelly Clarkson.
True.
We don't get to wash our hair. People do believe we're dirty.
And they're right. They're not surprised. Like, we just changed that quote up.
We like to get dirty.
Well, hold on. I have to say, the first thing she says when she comes back running to her mom, who's just made her 10 eggs or whatever, she's like, what does she say? She goes, Mom, you shouldn't be eating bacon.
Since when can you eat bacon?
Oh, my God. That's where you slap a child.
Right.
I don't care. And Caroline Ray's not even that fat. She's making it sound like it's the Gilbert Grape mom, you know.
No.
Johnny Depp's like having to come in and like wheel her around and shit. Like,
God,
come on, leave her alone.
That movie was like rough. That's like one. I love that movie.
Yeah, it was.
Really good. Who's the chick in that again? Is it Winona Ryder?
No.
Who's the chick in that? It's like it's like a Hollywood babe. Oh, Juliette Lewis. Guys, that's Sammy. Oh, by the way, you know what? I think I want to knock out every one of the bingo card things tonight. So I'm just going to say, Sammy, can you get an audio recording of Stephen Ray Morris just saying hi and insert it right here so that everyone playing bingo at home can get an appearance from Stephen?
Hey, hi, hello. Sup, Molls? Love you, Jody.
You know who I wish was playing Allie in this movie?
Who?
Juno Temple. So then we just did the center square. Okay, so I just have to mention Juno Temple. And
that's a really rough bingo card.
No, literally, that's how predictable I am. That the center fucking square is I mentioned Juno Temple. I ride so hard for Juno Temple. Like the center square in normal bingo is a star. Like it's a freebie. Like for the freebie to be Molls mentions Juno Temple is so dark about my personality. I'm like literally like outside Juno Temple's house being like, I wrote a script for you. Because I have, Juno, call me. I've written like 6. Everything I write's for you, baby girl. So
she's in bed crying about Gilbert Grape's mom right now. She's like, wait a minute, there's hope.
No, she's so British and classy. She's like, what's Lifetime? But so wait, who do you think Upstairs Neighbor, gay or straight? Sexual read on him? Asexual?
I can't even tell anymore. I mean, I know it was different in 2007, way back then.
Yeah.
But now I think there's too much hormones and milk and everyone's just kind of back.
I'm so focused on my prosthetics that I don't have time to date right now.
Yeah, he's like that guy. He's like, I got to go work on my alien face on myself. Like, how did you even finish that? There's no eyes.
Yeah. So, they're watching a documentary about pollution in class.
Okay, we can't just skip over this now.
Well, is Kaley...
First of all, I saw every fat person cast in this movie. Okay. And I think just because it has fat in the title. But I was like, look at that fat old person opening the high school door. I don't know if they did that on purpose.
Is that a line in there? Like, fat old person opens your line?
I felt like I saw he was like right in the center, kind of off focus. And I was like, oh, no one gets him.
I love that you're like, no, we can't skip past this.
That wasn't
and far in the distance, an old fat man opened a door.
I've got 30 pages
We'll
of
be
notes.
here all night.
Okay, carry on. No, in the video class, the video they're watching.
It's about pollution.
Our air, our land, our lakes, and now ourselves. What? How did you go from like diesel fossil fuels to like ho-hos or Doritos or whatever? Come on.
Because they're in a high school documentary making class, and her friend Jamie, so she and Jamie are
Pollution
like...
and Caroline Ray's ass. Like, great movie, guys. Keep it consistent.
So her and her friend... Okay. The teacher announces the documentary competition. It's a statewide thing. And then he approaches Kaley and her friend Jamie and says, like, think about this. This is 10 grand on the line. So let's play this audio from 3:38 to 4:46.
Allie. Hey, wait up. Have you wrote Johnston's handout?
He lost me at voluntary. I'm already on a work overload. Hey, what do you think about state?
I don't know why. There's probably a million other colleges just like that.
Not one with a great softball team that will take my SAT scores. Softball scholarships are handed out junior year, and I'm dead without one.
Mm-hmm. Exactly why you should read Johnston's handout. Listen. 3rd annual statewide competition for student films investigating the unique challenges of high school life today in a documentary form.
What's your point?
We could totally win this. Your ideas, my tech, we're gold together. It's seriously a lock.
No, it's the lottery.
It's also a $10,000 prize.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. You can have it. I don't need the tuition. What I need is a shot at film school after grad, and winning this would totally get me in.
Okay, why are all the science teachers gross? Seriously, it's a good thing.
I don't know.
Come on, I need a beverage before I can face math.
Allie, the contest.
I know, I'm this close to a softball scholarship. I can't split my focus now. I'm sorry.
Let's pick him up.
I'm this close to a softball scholarship.
I'm this close, which, by the way, like, oh, you're going to call the documentary film thing a lottery, but you're not going to call your fucking softball career a lottery. Like, let's think about things that can take you far in life. $10,000 cash or playing for a college softball team.
Yeah, and that friend's like, I don't need the money. That is a girl who's not going to be rich forever.
Oh,
because
Janie
rich
don't
people
need
will
shit.
keep that money, okay? They will take that half of their money. Why shouldn't she?
I think she's going to get written out of the will. Like, I can already sense that for her character because, like, she is extraordinarily rich. Like, you see the house right away. Like, when you're in Jamie's house. I wrote down Janie everywhere. You're in her house. It's like gigantic later on. And you do believe she's rich, but I do think because she's such a power bitch and because she probably has, like, I don't think her parents would be okay with her being a lesbian. I'm just projecting this on
no
the
one's
story.
are at first. I mean, they all get used to
Actually,
it. Trust
plenty
me.
of people's parents are
look,
okay.
I project my own experiences onto my own lesbianism, growing up. But when I came out, my parents were like, "Hi, would you like to go to a behavioral health center?"
Let's pray it
and
away,
pray a
honey.
lot?
Yeah, let's pray.
And now they're like drunken in Vegas all the time. My mom's like, "People are so mean in P-Flag." I'm like, "Oh, geez." Just stay away from the gays, okay?
Wait, your mom's in P-Flag?
She did it for like a week, and she's like, "They're all bitches." Okay, that's my mom. Like, you don't need to support me. You made me this way.
Wait till
I've
she
literally
gets to
copied your
AA.
entire
I mean, she's gonna be like, they're messy.
Oh my God, I hope she never goes to AA.
So Allie and Kendall, they're at practice. They're BFF. Kendall's like, "Hey, Mike's been asking about you." And Mike's like the hottie that she's kind of been checking out at every turn.
She was trying to pay attention to the documentary speech, but she was looking out the window at the hot guy leaning against his red convertible.
I like that she knew to like open the blinds and like that he'd just be there. Like, that's like, wow, Mike, wow, what an exciting guy he is. You just knew he'd be there. Like,
she felt the cracker outside. That's like the whitest guy I've ever seen in my life.
So unattractive to me. Like, can we get I would fuck her little brother before I would fuck else in this movie. For real. I'm like, at least he's got jokes, okay? Like, for real, I would fuck the 12-year-old brother first. See me there. I will be there. Okay? Like, how old is he? I'll look him up. We're going to look him up after this. And literally, I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm going to find him and I'm going to ask him on a date. I'm going to tweet to him on a date.
Well, he's old enough now, 19, I guess.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Wait, I'm so bad at math.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
So, like, he's probably like 26.
You like my math.
Maybe 22.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about my math, but I'm this close to a softball scholarship.
You're literally such a Kaley Cuoco right now. By the way, I'm terrible at math, too. So I like... This character and I have like a lot in common.
Me too. I was in summer school literally for math almost every year.
Oh my God, every year.
While being fat.
Well, so Sean and I was fat too and so sweaty. Because like I went to this private school for 1 year where they didn't have like, it was in a walk up, like a brownstone in Boston.
Cathedral High School in El Paso. Oh, you went to a Boston Catholic school?
Yeah.
El Paso Catholic School, Fighting Irish. Fighting Irish.
Actually, 2 of the New Kids on the Block went there.
Really?
And one day we had to walk to a YMCA because we could never have like an auditorium. We didn't have an auditorium. So we'd like walk to a YMCA or we'd walk to an empty church to have like our big school talks. And one day we walked to the YMCA where Joey McIntyre's mom still works. And there was like a giant NKOTB poster in her office. And we were all like... flipping out. We were like, oh my God, she's so down to earth. She still works at the YMCA. Like, we're like literally like all like freaking out. Like, by the way, because like New Kids on the Block never became unchic in Boston. Like, literally
Still
to
hasn't.
this day,
Yeah.
I saw New Kids on the Block, I would strip naked and run on stage. I would have no other physical choice. So the coach comes up to them and he's like...
Yeah, the coach. He's like, listen, I'm half fat.
He's like, you're going to understand more about this later. But listen, the 2 of you are being scouted by a guy from state. And then Kendall's like, great. And she like bounces over to the water cooler. And then he says to Allie, he's like, but you're the one that he's really interested in. And he's got his eye on you.
And they keep saying things that could be taken in the fat way. Like, look, if you impress on Friday, we're talking a full ladder. Look, as a heavy person watching this, don't trigger me with things like ladder. I'll go.
Do you mean
I've
a full
so
ride?
many.
What's a full ladder?
Like a ladder, you climb it.
Oh.
Like you cannot put physical activity into things in a fat movie. Like that's all you hear, you know? Like fat's in the title. I see the fat people in the background. I hear ladder. I start sweating.
Okay. So, Mike, my boyfriend, is being bullied outside of the house. That's also...
Why are bullies always fucking ugly? Like, this kid is a midget, first of all. Who are you? Who are you? You're like 2 feet tall. You've got terrible hair, and you're making a pork and beans joke. Because, just fuck off.
Yeah, like, hurt people hurt people.
Oh, ain't that the truth? What did I just do? Guys.
Guys.
Fat hugs.
But also, I do want to say that me having a crush on one of the characters fulfills another bingo square. So I'd like to officially announce that I have a crush on Mike, the younger brother. Allie says, she's like, leave him alone, blah, blah, blah. So they go away and he's like, oh, great. My sister's sticking up for me. That really helps. She's like, I could talk to the principal for you. He like loves me. And I was like, I bet he does. Like, ew. Like, what do you mean the middle school principal like loves you? Like, what does that mean,
That is
Allie?
so creepy. Also, just the stuff she says to him. Like, I can talk to the principal. Where is your pride? Why would you just let them beat you up?
And then he goes, newsflash, Allie, the whole world loves you. Yay, you. And he goes inside. Mike's funny, okay? Like he's great. So the parents hear the big news about the softball scholarship, the potential for it, and they blow their load already. Caroline Ray says she's going to call her Allie's cousins, and they're going to
already hates you, Caroline Ray. Why would you do that? I'm so excited. I'm going to show up with your entire fat family and cheer so loud they're not going to know what hit them. It's like, Caroline, go back to the bacon. Please just stop. And then she's like, look, I'm so proud of you. I got a cheesecake. And it's like this big, jiggly cheesecake.
No, it's like one of those ugly, it's a movie cake. Like, it's a cake that they only have in movies like this where you're like, ew, like props couldn't, like,
they cut that cake. They
went to Ralph's. They went to Ralph's that
Ralph's,
day and like picked up, like, it came out of a plastic thing. It was
Ralph's, I'll believe, but
$12.99.
that was a real cheesecake. You know, that was in the contract.
Oh no, that was real. They bought 12 of them, and then Caroline took the leftovers back to her fucking dressing room. We're sick. So,
but then I do like this about this movie, how they make Kaley just such an evil skinny bitch, and she's like mean to her mom and stuff.
She's
but
like,
then
great.
They do also do the terrible like heavy mom or heavy friend thing, because I am that friend. Like, if you're in rehab, if you're on a diet, don't hang out with me. I will. Right. You will cheat. You will always be off the wagon. So her mom's like that. She's like. Kelly's like, Mom, I'm talking about my softball scholarship. You know, I just drank a protein shake this morning.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, honey, you can cheat a little. Most girls would kill to look like you. So why are you going to ruin it, Caroline Ray?
I know. And it's like, no, like literally physical fitness is all this girl has. Like, if she doesn't get, like, have the cake after she secures the 10 grand. Like, there's a lot on the line right now.
There's a difference between what was it? There's a difference between deprivation and schmectivation.
Like, it was like literally, it was some like little like starvation and deprivation or some deprivation.
Yeah, starvation and I don't know. It was something, but it was like an
it was just like
meme,
treat yourself. Like, long story short, treat yourself. That was
self-control / anorexia. Like, okay, Caroline Ray.
So, she's like, no, the cake is for all of you guys. Like, it's definitely, it's for you, Allie. And she's like, great, if the cake's for me, then I'm taking it to work. And so she like picks up the cake and Mike's like, oh, no, you don't. And so the little brother takes the cake from her.
And then they show Caroline's face. So Caroline Ray has these eyebrows that they don't go to the middle. They go to like the middle of the middle, like they're 3/4 brows. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And they're always like this, like a cartoon character. They're always up in a kind of furrowed, worried look. Yeah. So she's standing there depressed or happy, who knows, because it's Caroline Ray. But we're assuming that she's sad. And then it does this really slow pan down to one cut in the cheesecake. And you could tell they worked on it a long time because it was just this really slow pan to a jiggly cheesecake.
It's rough. Ed just tagged me in something on Instagram. Let me just check. Oh, great. No. I was worried. Whenever Ed tags me on Instagram, it's always a picture of us at like 21 where I like have like, for a girl that weighed 94 pounds. Because by the way, you guys, it goes both ways. You're fat in high school, and then you stop eating for all of senior year of college. And your parents don't say anything, by the way. My mom called me one day and accused me of using cocaine. There was that. But then I was like, Mom, you give me $125 a month for allowance. Like,
my mom was like Elizabeth Perkins in Weeds. She's like, here's some X-Lax, but it's chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to Fat Camp. They had a lock on the fridge. I went to like the El Paso Sun Towers, for fat kids and stuff. And I would always rebel and find that one kid who would just cheat with me. And we'd find the food. We'd come back fatter. And I loved watching my mom cry.
Oh, that'd be great. I would sneak Jolly Ranchers to camp, but then like legitimately like raccoon scares are like a real thing. And I like went to Girl Scout camp and I'd always be like, oh, they're just being like a bunch of assholes. Like we're allowed to have candy. And like now growing up, I'm like, Molly, like you could have come home to 20 raccoons like in your sleeping bag any given moment.
Yeah.
Ed just tagged me in a picture of Yolanda Hadid, which by the way, can we agree? I think she got veneers and also she's never looked better.
Oh, yeah. She looks great.
YOLO is back on it, baby.
Who's she with in that picture?
Carla Bruni.
Very nice.
Very
Yoli.
cool.
Oh, it hurt. Lyme disease. So
Mike.
So another thing that I have to take from my childhood, I also used to work at my family bowling alley, Skylanes. So Kelly is working at the bowling alley with some nerd guy, and she's spraying shoes, which, no, you're not. No one believes it.
Yeah, no. She doesn't spray shoes. I said to you earlier, I was like, pretty girls don't work at the bowling alley. It's like a toothless woman. Like, it's like basically like only alcoholics work at the bowling alley, or like people who like nothing else has worked out for them. Like they can't hold a job at even the car wash. So like now they're at the Chateau Lanes, like spraying shoes down.
Or
and,
Ronnie at 15. 14. I'm like, you want some nachos? I'll put extra lettuce. Like, I thought I was such an artist because I put too much iceberg on the nachos.
Wait a minute. So is her little brother named Adam, or is it... Okay, so I think her little brother is...
I don't know. I label people like a shallow bitch. I didn't even know her real name in real life. I keep calling her Kelly. I write Kel.
Oh, no.
I call everybody nerd. Like, that's my name for everybody, which it turns out everybody in this, I guess, is like the stereotype of a nerd.
So her little brother's name is Adam, and the same year, he appeared in The Sandlot heading home, and the name of the character, do you want to guess what that was?
Oh, God, I remember that movie poster. That kid got a lot of work just being chubby.
No, he had 4 roles.
What was his name?
Two-Ton.
Two-Ton.
Literally TWOTON.
I used to want to be Chunk from the Goonies, and that's another really flattering name, Chunk.
I mean, everyone had a crush on Chunk.
I know, but I literally gained a lot of weight just to be like Chunk, because me and my friends wanted to be the Goonies.
Yeah, I wanted to be Sloth.
Baby Ruth.
How do you wind up like that? What disorder is that? Like, that character would never be allowed. Like, to think about how legendary that movie is and, like, how fucking inappropriate the entire character of Sloth is. Like, literally, it's half sea monster, half whatever the mother was. Sloth is half sea monster, right? They named him Sloth and chained him downstairs in an ice cream factory. Like, it's just insane. So,
why was he only in 4 roles? He didn't die or anything, right?
No, I think he just kind of like, peaked at age 12.
Weight.
Well,
he lost weight, never worked again.
When he and I are hitting the scene in a few months, you'll see me outside Katsuya in a bandage dress like Kim Kardashian with that boy on my sleeve, okay?
He'll be
like,
leaning
honey.
against a red convertible.
Yes.
Like, hey.
Harvey Weinstein has left a hole in this business, and it's for my boyfriend, Adam. So... You guys, I'm very upset about Harvey Weinstein. I'm not, I'm just making jokes over here. If you're offended, turn this off.
Yeah, how are you even a fan of this podcast?
I know. So Mike, her boyfriend from the blinds that she looked at outside at him, he comes to the bowling alley to bust him out for the night, and they do this like crazy close up on her coworker Randall's name tag. Did you see that? Like,
yes,
Mike is
and he's like, "Hey, Randy, this fucking boyfriend." And I know we're supposed to even kind of root for the boyfriend because he's not a total jackass. Like, he never punches a fat person, so I guess we like him in this. But he's such an ass. Like, he's telling the nerd, "Let her off a little early." Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
Let her off a little. You know the concept of karma, don't you? Remember from senior year? And he's like, you remember me?
Yeah,
Fuck
it's
that guy.
really dark. And like on top of that, what National Lampoon, this is where it's between 12 movies. It's like that shot of zooming in on the name tag from all of a sudden this character's POV. Like we're following Kaley Cuoco's boyfriend's POV now. Like anything's up for grabs. Like this is just could be anything. So
what is the asshole who bombs with the nerd to get the
literally
girl off
Jamie
feeling?
and Allie made a better, more well-directed film than the director of this film did. So
yeah, that poor nerd though, because he gets his way. He's like, okay, sure, she can go with you, hot guy with the split hair and the convertible. And then as they walk away, he's like, God, I got played.
So
this looks like I feel so used.
Mike is going to state. He has a full ride. So I'm guessing he's a senior. He says that Kendall told him about the full ride option for them. And he says, just think about the game, not the stakes. He's like, I want to come watch you play. She's like, I'll be too nervous. So
I got my scholarship. Don't be nervous about the scout. I was nervous as hell. I puked all over the dick I sucked to get my... like, okay, pretty boy. All right.
I puked all over my insane. So during the game, we're at the softball game now, and Kaley makes it to base. She's doing great, but the player from the other team catches the ball. She was technically in. Like she got to second.
Yeah,
with her.
she got to base. Yeah,
and then the player from the other team, as she catches the ball, lands on her leg and snaps that shit in half. Like I could feel it for her.
Yeah, I could too, but I was kind of laughing.
No, it was great. I mean, it's like, it's just so ridiculous. It's like also like, well, I know who's not going to state. The girl who jumped on Kaley Cuoco's leg. Like, what? I mean, how did she even get to this far? Like, that girl, like, seems like she's on JV. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're jumping on another player's leg because they're, like, on second base.
Yeah, you failed.
It's a double, okay? Like, the stakes aren't that high. Like, literally just, like, have whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I like their names. The Flames.
The Flames.
What was the other girl? The Flames and the Devils.
The Devils, honey. So there's no surgery for Kaley, but she's out for the season.
Yeah, the doctor's like, we can avoid surgery, but she's going to need a fat suit. So.
No, she goes extensive physical therapy. So can we talk about how this physical therapy montage went on for about 8 minutes too long? Like,
I mean,
it's not important to the movie.
It was, though, because she's so sad and she's on that stationary bike and the song is like, she appeared to have it all and now she doesn't. And Kelly's like...
And Caroline Ray's like literally sitting in a recliner reading a magazine watching her. Like
with those eyebrows. Like,
yeah.
Is she worried? Is she sad? Is she glad?
Yeah.
Because you know the mom's like, she's going to get fat now.
She's going to stay home and be fat like me.
She's like, here's your medicine. It just looks like 10 eggs.
But it's like the montage. We already know she's out for the season. Like if I had to do cuts for time, that'd be the first thing I do. So
scholarships are done.
Allie,
coach is like, sorry, maybe you should make a film.
So Allie and her coach, I'm very uncomfortable by the fact that the two of them are like in the dugout together. Like they're in the dark together in a dark tunnel. And she's basically like, come on, coach, I'll do anything. Like, please, just one more shot, anything.
Like, I already came.
I know.
So sorry.
So I just was like, who's going to walk in on this? And where is this movie going to take a turn where this is actually about like a sexual assault between the coach and Allie? Like... So let's play.
I don't like that the chubby movie, the girl appropriates softball.
No.
Like the pretty popular girl. You know?
She's appropriating softball.
Don't you think?
She's
I'm
appropriating
like, can't we
softball
keep anything?
culture.
Can't we keep anything on our side? Like, isn't it bad there's not even a gay person in this movie except arguably the upstairs neighbor who wears his alien mask to do laundry?
I think Jamie's coming out.
Who?
Jamie. Not Jamie.
No, she ain't
Jamie.
coming. She's too dark to be anything.
Oh, really?
She would date somebody, but then just be me.
See, I feel like that's what
just...
the anger is. She's afraid to come out in high school, and she's like, I'm just going to channel this, go to film school, move to Hollywood, and then I'm going to live my real life, and fuck this town, and fuck Allie, take her $10,000.
No one afraid wears like a denim, like a denim flowy Gap jacket that's army green. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't feel like that's closeted. I feel like that's, I'm owning it.
Yeah, she's owning it. So let's play 13:48 to 17 minutes.
You dropped your snout.
Thank you. Whoa.
What?
I know about faces. This is not a happy face. You want to talk about it?
Kind of trying to avoid talking about it. That's why I'm out here.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. Yeah? Okay. Ooh, this can't be good. Hey, pal.
New look?
I don't want to talk about it. How was your day?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, then. Glad we could have this little chat.
You know, if you'd stop being a smartass, Sarcasmo, maybe those bullies would let you keep your shoes.
Like what I say has anything to do with it.
Why wouldn't it?
Some kids know they don't like me before I even open my mouth. They know a fat dork from a mile away.
So you're telling me you have zero responsibility for the way people treat you? Come on, Adam, people are like mirrors. They give back what you put out.
You really think you're popular because you're so much nicer than all the other girls? You don't think being a skinny, pretty jock has anything to do with it?
Hey, I'm just trying to help.
That's like tutoring me in math. How can you help me with something you obviously don't understand?
Ugh, this day blows.
You know, I was thinking maybe we should take a girls' weekend. Go see Grandma. Have some fun like we used to. It might make you feel better. You know, there used to be a time when you actually thought I had some pretty smart stuff to say when you had problems. I wish you'd talk to me.
Yeah, you also wish we had more money. You wish I didn't have to work so hard. I just wish you'd stop pretending this has nothing to do with you. You know, I've never once heard you say I'm sorry for what happened back then.
Allison, I'm not going to apologize for getting sick.
You didn't get sick. You made yourself sick.
You know, you're going to have to grow up one day and stop punishing me.
Fine, just pick a day when I'm not actually the one being punished.
Allie, I know you need somebody to blame right now, so why don't you just blame me?
Why? She's the one that racked up the hospital bills and went through the college fund and...
Allie, enough.
Why do you always protect her? Why am I never allowed to say the truth?
You know, because the truth is nowhere near as simple as you think it should be. And try to take it easy on your mother, okay?
I'm gonna say fair. That was rough for her mom. Let's back up and talk about what our audience can't see, which is that when the neighbor came out with the prosthetics, with the box of prosthetics, what fell out of the box and what started their introduction was a pig nose, which I've loved it during every viewing, but it wasn't until now that I realized a pig nose literally falling out of the sky and landing next to her is that's dark, Lifetime.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's call me. Also, that guy really is a good actor from acting class because I think he shaved his eyebrows, which is
really?
a good prosthetic model.
Yeah, I wrote here, this is where I first asked myself, is a prosthetic guy gay? He's hot.
I don't know. He doesn't talk loudly enough.
So we were talking about this while we were watching the clip. Literally, could anything sound worse than the worst day of your life? And then your mother, who you hate and blame everything that's wrong in your life for, comes in and is it'd be fun. I know you're down. I know you're probably not going to college. I know you resent me because I blew all the family money with my diabetes. But let's get in the car and go to Grandma's house. Because I'm sure Grandma definitely doesn't have cable. Okay, there's that.
Who wants to go party at their grandma's house?
No.
I mean, I love my grandma, but...
She's staying in a twin bed. I mean, no, it's just what
she's do you want to go to the Cheesecake Factory with Grandma? It's okay, Caroline, give it up, okay? Back away from the cheesecake. But Kelly's such a little bitch, okay? I wish we had more money. I wish I didn't have to work hard. And I'm sick of you pretending this doesn't have anything to do with you. Listen, you entitled little bitch.
Yeah.
You aren't entitled to get your college paid for by your parents.
Senior year, Shauna got cool, my mom. And this is where she would have slipped me a little 6-pack of Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah. Your mom?
Yeah.
Calm down, Molls.
She was like, all right. She's like, it's time. You have clearly lived drug-free, straight edge. It's your senior year, second semester. Like,
want to go to grandma's house? It's like a bottle.
I look back on this. This is nuts. Shauna rented me, my high school boyfriend, and my best friend a hotel room in the city. Senior year of high school for New Year's Eve.
Whoa.
And what she didn't tell me was that my Uncle Serge and my Auntie Milton, my mom's best friends, were staying in the room next to us.
Oh, no. Did they spy?
Yeah, they just like listened for us, you know, like I still see them to this day. They're like, you know, they're just the best. But like literally like my best friend Jen got so shit canned off of 2 Smirnoff Ices that like it ruined the night. Like, and then at prom, forget it. Like I set my friend Bethany up with my cousin Dennis, and then Jen was low-key obsessed with Dennis, and I remember my friend Bethany, who's now married to Dennis, Jen was like begging Dennis to kiss her, and Bethany at one point goes, just go ahead and kiss her. Like, and I love Bethany because like Bethany at 18 years old was like playing the long game. She's like, I don't care, just kiss her, shut her up. Like, I'm probably gonna marry you. There's gonna be a ring on the other side of this in 7 years. They now have a child. I mean, it's just wild. Anyway. That's crazy that Shauna did that. Caroline Rhea needs to learn to be a little bit more like Shauna.
I know. Caroline Rhea's like, live on the edge. Bacon, eggs, grandma, cheesecake.
So Allie talks to Jamie as she goes to her house. Let's play 1745 to 1847. Short clip, but meaningful clip.
You serious? Because we've already lost time. If we do this, we need an angle that stands out, something sexy.
I've got one. Fat like me.
Huh?
Okay, do you remember Black Like Me, where that guy went undercover investigating racism?
Vaguely.
Okay, well, they've done it with race, they've done it with gender, but no one's gone undercover on weight yet. It's our unique take. Okay, listen to this. You know how everyone's always talking about the obesity epidemic with kids, right? But it's always doctors, experts, outsiders looking in. This movie would make everyone insiders. Because how can you fix what you don't understand?
Starring who?
Me.
Hi. Have you seen you? You're like baseball bombshell over here.
Hey, softball.
Whatever. Point is, you're not exactly the poster child for teen chubbies.
What if there was a way I could be both? What if that was our angle?
Okay, so
Switches so fast into like a full-on Mrs. Doubtfire.
I wrote the exact same thing. So they go and do the poor man's version of being converted into Mrs. Doubtfire.
Look at his diamond. Look at his diamond glass.
He's appraising the fat he's about to glue to her neck. Like, it's absolutely wild. This whole scene is fucking nuts.
They
now,
just
first of all,
jump in here so fast. It's like, do you remember Black Like Me? Vaguely. Okay, I'm going to be fat because everyone's going to understand. Boom, I'm fat. It's like Mrs. Doubtfire. Can I just mention, I'm so sorry to go back, but when she is crying in her room and she starts ripping down her posters.
Oh, yeah.
Why does she have a poster of a softball?
Oh, because that's what she likes.
It's like everything from the Foot Locker.
It's like she wakes up and she's like, I do like softball. Thank you for reminding me.
It's a giant ball. I may be a softball bombshell. Or softball bombshell.
That was amazing, too, that she just, like, took the compliment from her friend. But, like, I'm obsessed with,
angle.
like, do you remember Black Like Me? Oh, she's like, it better be sexy. Do you remember Black Like Me? Vaguely. That'd be like, okay, it's like Boo Radley Like Me. Remember the book To Kill a Mockingbird? Vaguely. Like, it's like, how do you not know Black Like Me? That's like literally one of the most famous fucking literary works.
Well, I thought it was a movie.
I mean, they probably did do a movie version.
But also, who says, let's do something sexy?
I know.
Like Black Like Me.
Well, no, this girl's like... Well,
What?
No, like when she goes fat like me, she's like, I'm listening. And like, this is like literally, like, this is why I'm seeing her. She is the poor man's like Miranda, whatever her face is from The Devil Wears Prada. Like she is Meryl Streep in The Devil. What Jamie is going to go on and do with her life horrifies me. Like I probably run into Jamie's every day and flinch. Like she's terrifying. So,
we all do.
That's
but Kelly's just whole idea going into this, like, I want her to get bullied. And that's not good, you know, because she's just such an asshole. And it seems like she's kind of smart. Like, you can't solve the problem until you've lived it. Like, that sounds, I guess, kind of like you're trying to be empathetic. I mean, for money, for softball.
Right.
But still, at least something's in the right place. But then she's like, you know what? I'm doing this idea because fat people are victims. And I'm going to show everybody that they're wrong.
Especially in my house, where every day I make my mother cry. I'd like to learn more about that.
Yeah, you're literally making your mother a victim.
So
a-hole.
While they're getting her dressed, an arm reaches out to get her fat clothes, and it is definitely not her arm, by the way. Like, I don't know what actor they brought in, but like it had like the elephant skin, like droopy thing on it. And I'm like, do they want to fake this? Like, do they want to at least like fake this? Like, I know that she had prosthetic arms and legs that made her thicker, but like that was a real human skin
those
arm.
weren't even good prosthetic. Like they did, I guess. Her face really did look just like her face, and I'm not saying she looks fat, but it did really just look like her face.
Yeah. Well, it's
glasses.
like when Tyra Banks walked around like as a fat person. It's like, oh, you're like the hottest fat person I've ever seen in my like. Literally, you look like
Kaley
Tyra
looked
Banks.
Hot or fat. I think she was hot.
I actually agree.
Like, I think she was prettier.
When something happened later in the movie, because you talked about how she has the Rock of Love hair where it's darker underneath. When she puts on the fat suit, it gets even darker. Have you noticed that? Like later,
it's like she gets worse hair too. It's
yeah.
Like everything.
Like, I mean,
what is this movie saying?
Was that of the times? Like, was that was
Rock of Love
10
was
years
then,
ago?
right?
Yeah, but those girls were like whores, like sad tramps.
That just went out recently. Like, you'll still see it.
Oh yeah, but like
that
on
skunk
like
hair
Teen Mom.
thing. Oh yeah. That's not very long gone.
Sorry.
It's
And
like
by
the
the
faux
way,
hawk. When
I
is that
meant
going
sex
away?
workers, not whores. Sorry. So Allie decides she's going to do this at summer school because she needs the credits. So she needs these credits anyway.
She's like, the only class I could take is chemistry? That's total Nerdsville.
This is what I wrote here. She looks like a great big fat person.
I love making obvious notes.
And then I wrote, I also just wanted to quote Silence of the Lambs. I don't know if that's on the bingo board, but you guys check that off if it is. And then I said the main issue here is that she's dressed like Steve Irwin, which she is. So we should note her fat person clothes are like a army green skirt that goes just past the knee, which is always a flattering look on a young woman. And then a button-up khaki. I mean, would you?
She's always got like a V-neck sweater of some kind. She's got a lot of
cargo
wardrobe.
Shirt. Like it's like cargo pants, but if it was a shirt, like it has like weird pockets.
There's just
on
pockets
it.
everywhere.
Yeah, there's weird pockets.
She's like,
everywhere.
"Where's my cell phone?"
And I'm like, she's still supposed to be in high school, so. She's at Jamie's house, and we're learning how like really rich Jamie is. And Allie's talking about how fat people use their weight as an excuse. She basically like says everything that like a horrible person says.
Yes.
Like, it's a choice. Like, she's in literally a fat suit being like, it's a choice. It'll be interesting to see what it's like to be like a big fat person that makes choices, like to eat all the time and to be fat. It's like, just like, you know.
Is it
like,
weird I'm excited? Like, I mean, who gets the chance to be someone else?
I don't know. Why don't you study great? Why don't you study, get good grades, go to college and reinvent yourself like literally everyone else? Everyone gets a chance to be someone else, you fucking loser. It's called going to college. So
Get a haircut.
Get a haircut.
It'll change your life.
So she says she's going to be her exact same self, just overweight. And
Please don't be.
No.
It's like Laura Dern in that show, The C Word, on Showtime, when Precious is in her class. And she said, look, you can't be fat and mean. And Precious is like, bitch. Like, please don't stay the same, Kelly.
So she's gonna find her. She's gonna be her same self, just overweight. So she got a glasses cam from Jamie. So it's like basically like big, thick, like it's like plastic nerd glasses, like I'm wearing right now.
It's just like nice. It's like what Google Glass could have been if they'd made a fucking effort. They were actually very nice. I thought the glasses.
The only issue is that, like, literally, if you were talking to this person, you'd be like, "Why is there a clear dot in the bridge of your nose?" Like,
and also, why am I not ever seeing the actual fat person this documentary is about?
Right, and also, why does your
seeing who she's
backpack
looking
have a
at.
gigantic hole in the back of it for other angles?
Oh my god! And why is everybody being shot like from the waist down? Like,
it's
what are
in
you
her
going to lift?
backpack.
But what kind of hidden camera is that?
No, it's like literally.
She's like, hold this at your waist. You're going to get the best shots
The
ever.
hidden camera technology is incredible. And by the way, there's the hidden camera at the end that we have to talk about how she manages to manipulate the hidden camera at the end. It's genius. So her friend, Jamie tells her, you're going to Lucas Valley High. You need to go there. It's far enough away that you can take your classes there. But the only classes they're offering that summer are AP Bio or Chem.
Nerdsville.
Which I wrote here, like, you have to qualify for AP Bio or Chem. Like, you can't just be like, I would like to be in advanced placement biology.
Well, she took chemistry, but then they never did anything chemistry-like.
No, they did Bio because when she was she did Bio because when she was taking her tests, because chemistry is basically like science, like math,
boring stuff.
No, but it's also like science.
I'm talking Lifetime movie chemistry, okay? I want to see beakers and smoking stuff.
No, she was taking biology because there was literally, like, I noticed in the final exam, there was, like, literally, like, a picture of a human intestine, and you had to, like,
She's like, here's what I say. It's fat. This intestine's fat. Okay, diagnosis. Second May.
So Allie's recording a video diary in her room. She's excited about her first day. She shuts her camera down when her mom sees her. Because her mom is a movie mom that literally one word is uttered in her child's room and she comes to the door. She's like, what are you doing up? And it's like, when I was a kid, like, I don't know if my mom was just always hungover or something, but I literally, like, would get myself ready for school, like, blow dry my hair, like, then, like, knock on my mom's door and she'd be like, huh? I was like, Mom, you have to drive me to school. It's 8:45. Like,
Caroline Ray's like, I've had this bun up since 4 a.m. Okay?
She's like, I wake up at 4 to put this bun in, okay? I'm defrosting the bacon. It's your first day of school, honey. I'm defrosting 2 pounds of bacon. What's unclear about that?
That dozen eggs is not going to crack itself, okay, Missy? Now, stop masturbating and get downstairs. Because also when her mom comes in, she's like doing some webcam thing, and her mom comes in and she's like, Mom, and also, you better check that computer. You don't know what that child's doing.
Literally, they're so broke that, like, if my mom walked in and saw me with, like, a camcorder and I just, like, slammed it shut when she walked in the room, she'd be like, first of all, where did you get that? Secondly, this isn't good. Like, whatever.
Thirdly, we're selling that on eBay to get eggs.
So she goes and gets ready upstairs. So this is her big excuse, is that she tells her parents she's jogging every morning before school. And we're supposed to believe that this prosthesis man has enough time in his life that every morning for the entire summer he's putting her face into this mask, because the arms and legs and the fat suit itself
that's Cabbage Patch Body, what they did. Like, they made actual rubber everywhere else, but that's just like a big stuffed animal.
No, it really does look like when you strip down your Cabbage Patch. Like, that's what that was.
It's like Amelia Mayhart or whatever their names were.
Xavier Roberts on the ass or whatever. Isn't that what his name was? Xavier Roberts?
Yeah, Xavier. It was Xavier something, but their names were always like Willa Box Mary.
Yeah,
it's like crazy names put together.
I had like a Mario, like something, and I was just like, who would name a baby Mario? Like, that's like a real adult's name. Like, why would you name an infant Mario?
We all change our names as adults. I choose to be a Mario. Congratulations. Here's your diploma.
Mario.
You're an adult.
So Allie gets ready upstairs. She tells her neighbor she's lying to her mom because she may not take it the right way. Like, I would have just been transparent from day one and say, Mom, I obviously have a broken leg. I'm not going to college with a softball scholarship. As you know, you blew the family funds on diabetes. So I'm doing an experiment where I dress up like a fat person.
Well, especially if you want to be mean to Caroline Ray. Like, look, Mom, I'm going to pretend to be fatter than you, and I still ain't eating your breakfast, okay?
Yeah.
You can still keep that cheesecake in the freezer.
But why couldn't she just use the same line on her parents? Do you remember Black Like Me? Like, she could just say that to her parents.
Caroline Ray would have been like, vaguely.
Vaguely. Her friend, like, matter of fact, vaguely. So Allie gets on the bus, and remember, she's supposed to be the same person, okay? So as she gets on the bus, she's literally bumping into everyone, which is, by the way, like, this is, like, definitely something you hear across the board with people who struggle with being, like, very overweight, is that you're constantly bumping into things, you're constantly apologizing. But, like, as Allie's getting on the bus, she's literally going, whoops, sorry, hi, groceries? Oh, whoops, sorry, hi. And I'm like, just shut up. Like, Like, anyone who you haven't spilled their coffee, like, they just want you to shut up. Like,
I know, because everybody's giving her a dirty look, and it's like, is it because you're fat or because you won't stop talking to people? Just sit down, okay? Nobody cares if you're sorry. It's a bus.
It's like
be sorry back there.
It's like the person who shows up late to class and is like, hi, sorry I'm late. Anyway, oops, sorry, pardon me. Walking through the back row. It's like, just shut up and sit down.
You won't believe why I'm late. It was the worst day. No one cares, you fucking attention
Well,
whore.
you're here now. Shut up.
But I like how the only minority in this whole thing was the Indian guy she ended up sitting next to. And it's the only guy who smiled at her the whole time. I was like, what the hell?
And
at least thank you for at least making
smile.
him nice.
Like,
that he smiled, and then when she turned away, she's like, sorry. And he's like, ugh.
It was a Mark Cuban smile, which is like, as soon as you're not looking, that smile drops.
Mark Cuban smile.
Oh, that's why I don't trust Mark Cuban, because like he'll totally smile at someone, in the second they leave the tank, his face drops, and he's like, that was shit. And I'm like, oh my God, Mark Cuban, I can't trust you.
Well, as far as knocking things over, look, I really do go way up and way down. The past few years, I've just stayed up and going.
Yeah.
But when I first gained this round of 90 pounds or whatever, when I was waiting tables, it was in one of those restaurants where the tables are really tiny and they're really close together. Girl, I was knocking tagines off because I didn't notice. You don't feel it. It's one of those big Moroccan. It looks like a tent, like a big triangle dish. And I'd bring them out fine and, sweat. But I even do that when I'm thin. And I would just knock shit over because you don't, like, I could feel it, but I didn't know until my muffin top was literally knocking things on the ground. But I didn't say sorry to everybody walking in. I was like, you dropped your tagine. You still have to pay for that.
Okay. And like, I would say like my legs have always been the skinniest part of my body. But like, can you imagine navigating, like, you have the window seat on a plane? Because now people are so they're such assholes on planes now. That if you're, and by the way, God forbid I'm stuck with a window seat, because I literally get to the airport and I'm like, I'm handicapped, I need to sit in an aisle. Like, I literally, like, I have mental problems.
When I'm thinner, I insist on window so I can fall asleep on the window. But at this weight, I insist on aisle. But even the aisles, the people with the fucking carts knock me in the muffin top, and they're bitches about it.
I have fucking long ass legs, so if I can't get my leg out into the aisle, I'm fucked. Like, mama is gonna get off that plane and like literally her body is wrecked. Like, I wreck my body on a plane. Like, I have oddly long limbs.
Well, I do too. And I remember when that YouTube video came out a few years ago, it was like a lady from a TLC show, like a big lady, and someone was giving her shit about airplane seats or something, and there was this big internet
Kevin
flame.
Smith too.
Oh, well, Kevin Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, how dare Southwest charge me 2 seats? And I'm like, that was them being nice, Kevin Smith. You should have had to pay for the entire emergency exit row, motherfucker.
And also it's Southwest, Kevin Smith. Like, we've all seen Clerks, okay? You can afford it.
Your boarding group A, B, and C. No, but there was like a big internet fight about it.
Kevin Smith's like, private jet
they need
is
to
a
make
Southwest.
Isn't it? It's like okay when it's a guy. It's not weird.
No,
maybe it's because it's me. But there was this lady, and there was a big internet fight about it. And she's like, we need bigger plane seats, and that's just it. Americans are getting bigger. And I'm always in some state of overweight, but I remember thinking that's ballsy to just say, like, you just have to make bigger seats. But I swear to God, I think they're making those fucking seats smaller.
I'm telling you, I told you I'm flying to Japan. I looked it up. It's a fucking 11-hour flight, by the way. P.S. Not worth it, baby.
No.
Would not have done 11 and 23 minutes. It's down to the 23rd minute. I'm looking at that shit. Look, if I am not in one of those goddamn pods, I swear to God, they will find. I will hang myself in the bathroom just for this. Just for the flight attendant to find me. There's not even enough room to hang yourself
in those goddamn. I don't know how anybody even pees. Like, for me to pee, I get to stand up.
I have to bring Wags with me. Because I can't leave him alone, so I have to bring Wags in with me.
God,
like, I'm a mom with like an infant, and I have to pee with him on my lap. He's drugged out of his mouth. I always buy him an airplane blanket, and I wrap him up like a little swaddled baby, and I just carry him.
A little burrito.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
But I was saying, like, people don't even get up on planes when you have to pee anymore. So, like, can you imagine being, like, in this prosthetic suit, like, having to crawl over 2 people? Because I have a hard time. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, either my ass or vagina is in your face. Like, I can't do anything about it because you want to sit here and not let me get up and pee. And my God-given American right to urinate on this plane. Like, I just want to pee.
Girl, I understood this bus scene because when you walk on a plane, people do look like, oh, geez. Especially if it's Southwest where you get to pick.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, call on time to get your ass on that plane first, so you can get a middle seat or whatever, because they see me coming and they're like, oh Jesus. But you guess who else makes that look? Me. Nobody wants to sit with somebody who's taking half the goddamn of your seat.
Yeah.
And even I do it. And sometimes I sit next to another chunky guy and we just have like smushed tops.
Yeah.
You know, like and we're like, it's okay. Let's just sweat on each other and lean.
This is a real abuse of power that I don't know if I want to admit it out loud, but I will. So if I'm in like the C group, like a low C.
Oh, the C group.
Okay.
That's a shameful group to be in.
So I have a service animal. So technically, I found out one time when I was coming back from Baltimore, I found out that apparently to some people that reads as so mentally ill that I have to be in the pre-boarding group. So if I
Molls, like how many things are you going to make people hate you for?
So if I have a C group, if I'm like C48, I'm like, I'm sorry, I have really bad anxiety. I need pre-boarding. And it'll be me, your like cotton top grandma, like a like severely obese man with 2 broken legs and like wagon stuff. Like we're the pre-boards. But like I will be honest with you.
And you know everybody's just like, fuck you.
Well, no,
emotional
just, like,
support
stay away
animal
from that
one.
Mentally ill girl. They're like, stay away from that. Like, keep the Finlandia vodka away from that mentally ill girl. Like
the Finlandia.
How many Finlandias has that mentally ill girl in the 3rd row had? Like literally, I'm all about JetBlue now. One, because I met my new friend Tommy, who's a flight attendant. We went to brunch after he. Tommy, no, Ronnie. If you think that my sickness hasn't gotten worse, it's all time low. Like I literally now I talk to the flight attendant from my JetBlue flight from New York like 3 times a day on the phone. I don't call my mother. I talk to Tommy from JetBlue 3 times a day. Like. Maybe I am mentally ill enough to board the plane.
You're like, I'm just tricking everybody, making them think I'm mentally ill.
But so Tommy gave me 6 free Tito's and sodas on the way back home.
That's a friend. I would call him 3 times a day too.
No, and like so then like the little man next to me, like his team got a point on the football thing, and I was like, and Tommy was gonna charge him for his Heineken, so I like turned to him, I was like, no sir, I'm happy for your football team. Heineken on me. So I was like, Tommy, charge the card. So I paid $6 for the man next to me to have a Heineken.
Tommy's like, I'm not paying for his shit. That's for goddamn sure.
No,
what,
like
are you gonna buy
Tommy's
it
like,
for the whole plane?
Tommy's like, well, he pulled me up to the front and he's like, you're really pretty. Where do you live? And I'm so easily flattered.
A white room.
I'm so easily flattered. I was like, thanks. You're really pretty too. I live in Glendale. And he's like, you want to go to brunch tomorrow? And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm flying to Portland all month. I have layovers every week in Burbank. Do you want to hang out? And I'm like, yeah, you can stay at my house if you want. And he's like, oh, I get a free hotel. I was like, oh, I'll come over and watch TV. Like, I'm like, literally, Molly, do you not have friends? Like, why do you make friends like this? What is wrong with you? But you know what?
That's good.
I have a ramshackle situation that I'm very proud of.
Hey, that's how you should make friends.
Let's just play 2351 to 2530 because
That is
I'm sick of
hilarious.
myself.
Janie, FYI, buses, not for big people.
Okay, you remember your goals, right?
Yes, phase 1, interact with as many social groups as possible, record their reaction. Phase 2, try to win them over.
Okay, yeah. Brought you something special for lunch. See how people react. And try to sit for cool girls too, okay?
But I'm new. How am I supposed to know who the cool girls are?
Please, popular girls are always the same. Long hair, short skirts, air of entitlement. Anyways, you'll know your own kind.
Glad to know you don't stereotype.
Well, right now you've left all your old stereotypes behind. Have fun without them. Don't forget your lunch. Have fun.
Sorry I'm late. I usually make a much better first impression. Sign in.
Hey, cool shirt.
Moo.
By the way, we're recording this on National Mental Illness Day.
Did you know? Thank you for saying that, because I was watching this and taking notes, I believe, on National Pizza Day.
Yeah.
And because it was fat like me, I put on my Crocs, which I'm wearing now.
Yeah.
And I got my Domino's Rewards pizza.
Oh,
and I just binged it while I watched this.
Did you have to? Oh wow,
That's
he's waiting
wags.
for bones. Did you have to eat 12 pizzas or something to get a reward?
Girl, I've almost got my second one saved up, because you can't just order the free one.
Yeah.
You have to get like a ton
I
of stuff.
hoarded my points at
Yeah.
Starbucks. I don't do that.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
Well, Domino's, I just wait until a binge day. So it's like, I didn't get 3 pizzas. I got like pizza and then those little Parmesan twists.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, I don't know, the stuffed cheesy bread. I was
Sure.
like, let's get crazy, guys.
Yeah, but you know what? When someone gets into the cinnamon space, when someone's like, let's do Cinnasticks, I'm like, you've lost your mind. Like, you literally, like, I'm driving you to rehab. Like, get in my car.
I've tried that once. It
party's
wasn't
over.
good. Do you know
they're
what's
not
worse?
great.
The pasta in the bread bowl.
Oh, yeah. No. That's like mentally ill.
I've had that. Yeah, I've
Speaking
had
of
that.
National Mental Illness Day.
Okay, so she gets to her new class, and here's some more like semi-homely people being really mean. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's not like the really pretty Heathers who are being mean.
Right.
But it's like other nerds, and there's even a fat guy in the front who's
Well,
being
they're
mean to
taking
her.
AP Bio, so, like, obviously they're ugly.
That's not what I was expecting.
No.
So mean. He's like, moo. Wide load. It's like every hacky fat thing you can say.
Yeah, he's like, somebody get the tractor trailer, whatever he said. It was like so bad. Forklift, what do you call it? I don't know.
He's
Did
like,
someone get the cement grinder? Like, I don't know anything. I just don't know anything about construction. So she finds the one other girl in the class that's heavy, and she sits with her. They smile at each other. So at lunch, she goes looking for the cool girls, as Jamie told her she had to do. She has to sit with them, but they ignore her and walk away.
oh my God, fuck this movie, by the way. They show, when she's out in the quad or whatever,
Yeah.
they show this thin guy, and he's standing against a wall, like with his legs crossed in front of him, with an apple sitting next to him.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, because skinny people love apples.
Yes, all they need is an apple, guys. Hot
So
people.
Jamie kind of trolled the fuck out of her when she packed her lunch, because she was like, I packed you a special lunch. So all that's in this lunch is a Ziploc bag of like loose kettle chips, and then like literally like a
You
sprinkle,
really just upgraded her lunch experience to kettle chips.
and then like a sprinkles cupcake. Like, it's literally the most perfect looking vanilla cupcake. It's completely unsquished. Like, literally, had that brown bag been in my possession for 5 seconds, that thing would have been crumbs by the time. And I'm not talking Crumbs Bakery. I'm talking literally that would have been a flat ass like piece of cake. I'd be eating it with my hands. Like, and then so everyone in the, look, I have many obese friends that when we go out to dinner, they won't eat with me. I have to eat alone.
You know what? That ain't true with me. I'm like, let's go to happy hour. We can get everything for $5. It's still like $300.
Yeah. I want all the wings. No, literally, like, by the way, this is how sad my life is. I'll saddle up to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll saddle up to the bar alone with my
wing.
Oh, I love a wing.
I feel bad, like, licking my fingers and
Oh,
stuff.
I don't like bones. I do a boneless wing.
Oh, a boneless. God, you're fancy.
I do a boneless wing. Yeah. No, well, on Thursdays.
That's like the upgrade.
On Thursdays, they're 49 cents.
Boneless?
Yes,
Girl,
honey.
Glendale.
Okay, that's what I'm
Glendale. That's
telling
why the kids
you.
are all coming to
Get
Glendale.
your ass
girl.
over to Buffalo Wild Wings on a
Take
Thursday.
a $35 lift for some 49-cent fucking wings. I would too.
I honestly think I'm going to start watching sports this year so I can have
No,
wings.
I can't. No.
No, I'm going to.
No, but then you're eating wings with those guys.
I mean, no, like literally though.
No offense.
Like literally, I would probably fucking least. That's like kind of like my like Adam in this movie, like the little brother. Like I probably meet like a lot of.
It's like you're John Goodman.
Yeah.
You're just like a man
Oh.
who smells a bit of vinegar and leaves some orange on your back.
By the way, like literally, John Goodman would. Like, he's like, I have a huge crush on John Goodman. Like, literally a huge crush. So
I loved you in Damages, but I think
Everyone's-
I'll leave it there.
So everyone's staring at her as she goes to eat. She throws it all away. Then we see a redhead teacher. That's her documentary teacher at school, at her other school. He spots her and he
Johnson.
looks... Yeah, he's the Mr. Johnson. So he's the only person with a last name, no first name. By the way, I'd like to point out that every character in this movie has a first name or a last name, but no first and last name, including the main characters.
Because they ran out of white people names.
I know.
Like everything's like Sarah, Kelly, Annie, John, Johnson.
Mike, it's like literally, it's so bad. So,
but also we forgot to say the part where her documentary friend, like she's getting meaner now. She's like, look at that, it's a cupcake. Okay, find the popular girls. You'll know who they are. You're just one of them.
Yeah, we
Skinny,
just played that
blonde,
clip.
Oh yeah, we were smoking during that.
Sorry. Cigarettes. So
hey guys, remember that part?
Guys, remember them? Right? That was so fucking good. So she downloads with her friend after school.
Do you guys
She's
remember
basically
Black Like Me?
She's like, I can't believe how mean people are. She's like, but I'll keep going. Personality and persistence will trump pounds. Which is from, I think, another quote from Kaley Cuoco's IMDB page that they just put directly into the movie. They were like, Kaley knows us. This is a message she sends out. Personality and persistence.
Mirrors, okay? They give you back what you put out. I'm like, you've been staring at Caroline Ray for 10 minutes. Like, how are you going to say shit
You
like
can't
that?
even look at your own mother, okay? Literally, she squeezed you out your vagina. Even your little brother's like, she gave me birth, you gave me wedgies. Like, even your own little brother can acknowledge Caroline Ray's vagina, and you can't. Like, literally, get real.
Well, she does a couple of things that make me want to kill her. Wait, are we back with her brother yet?
So, yeah, we are. So, she's at home.
First of all, she's on the phone with her friend. She's like, people are such a walking cliche. They mood. Who does that?
Yeah.
Which made me
it's
laugh.
Like you.
Because true. Yeah, you do. To your mother, young lady. But she's talking to her brother lately. And
he's eating a personal pan pizza.
Okay, he's eating a personal pan pizza. The
Which
cheese
is not a personal pan pizza.
Yeah, it's like not even melted cheese. I don't know what she was disgusted by, but everything was gross. And then he's like, I'm writing some poetry.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like 3 pages that you're typing on MS Word. Who does that?
That's too long. A poem.
You need to handwrite that shit.
He should read Rosie O'Donnell's blog if he wants some poetry inspiration, because you can jam a lot of betrayal into about 6 words. Okay.
Wasn't that the greatest discovery ever when Rosie O'Donnell was like, I'm not nice at all. I'm a fucking bitch. And I'm miserable all day.
Do you want to know another sick place I made friends in
Where?
real life? In the comment section of Rosie O'Donnell's blog.
I've
been following a woman for over 9 years on the internet. Her kids call me her internet famous friend. I'm going to visit her in Oregon.
I can...
And I met her 9 years ago in the comment section of Rosie O'Donnell's blog.
I can see it. After Rosie, the happy daytime show, she started that blog, and then she just turned evil. Like, she was like, I'm pissed. And she would just go off. Like, commenters would be like, I disagree. She'd be like, hey, Pepe, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite comments. Hey, Pepe.
I just realized something that might be that thing about me. That might be like a layover from my fat girl days. That that I just will make friends anywhere. Like, I'm like, oh, you're talking to me? Sick. Let's be best friends.
Me too.
Like, literally.
Like when you made fun of Oscar the Grouch being homeless. I told you a few weeks ago I was walking home drunk at like 4 in the morning. And I met this you know how homeless guys just start walking with you in the city? Because they want something, but they're like, hey, man. Like just trying to start a combo.
Yeah,
we walked for 3 blocks. He gave me a pocket knife. I kept it until my friend Trisha made me throw it away. She's like, why are you keeping this? And I was like, because he gave it to me.
I think we've established Trisha's not a good friend. Did I talk about the man with one hand last week?
I have no knife to kill them with.
So last week when I was in New York, when I found out Hugh Hefner died, I had a really weird drunken reaction to it, and I just started sobbing hysterically on the street. Oh. And this man walked up to me. He's like, are you okay, baby? And I'm like, not really. And he's like, are you cool? Like, what do you? And I was like, do you want to go get a drink? And he was like, yeah. So like, literally, like, I'm on the street with this man. He's probably like, I don't know, like 35. He's about my height. He's a black guy. He's very like, he's like very cute. He has a nice jacket. We're talking, we're walking. We go into a store. I buy some cigarettes. I buy him a bouquet of flowers. We go to a store. I have a drink. Then we get back to my hotel. And he goes, you haven't said anything about my thing. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, my hand. Ronnie, he had one hand.
What are you
I
supposed
hung out
to
with
say?
someone for hours and
You're
didn't.
like, hey, so
No.
high five.
No, it's because this is the second time in my life that I've hung out with someone for an extended period of time and didn't realize they only had one hand.
Girl, I grew up with this girl named Kristen, and the first time I met her, she goes, she was so nice when we were laughing. She goes, you can stop staring at my leg. And I was like, I'm not staring at your leg. And it was a prosthetic leg, and she was wearing a mini skirt. I was
Did she
like, I'm
throw
not
it at
staring
you?
at your leg, but why are you so weird about it? You know?
I know, right? Well, because, I mean, she only
Because
has
of
one leg. She's
course.
probably
Yeah,
used
she's
to a lot of
teenager.
betrayal. Yeah.
And I'm like, you didn't have to mention me being fat, which I didn't, but I thought of that later.
But I
So
like
was
that about us. You and I will pick up a friend anywhere. I like that.
The world is your friend.
Make new friends, but keep the
Until
old,
you
dude.
piss them off and they won't answer your calls anymore. Okay, moving on.
So she tells Mike to go for this, or she tells Adam to go for this girl named Megan. Let's speed it up. So at school the next day, she can't follow along. Guy who sits in front of her keeps looking back at her. She's asked to pass out the test schedule. So she's basically like a dude's making fun of her because she's banging into all the desks as she walks. Moo.
Beep, beep. Like the writer's room couldn't even come up with new jokes.
No, there's no writer's room on this movie, honey. There's not even a punch up.
They're
Are
like,
you
hey,
kidding me?
Kaylee, what would you do? She's
Yeah.
like, well, if it got dirty, people would be shocked. I'll tell you
So
that.
she turns around and she goes, you know what they say about guys with big mouths? They're very small everywhere else. And the whole class is like, ooh. And it's like, I love that, like, Fat Allie has gotten enough dick that she can, like, literally, like, in this scenario, plus size Allie has gotten enough dick that she's like, hey, little dick, shut your mouth. Like, literally, like, I wouldn't even say that to a man. And, like, trust me, I've gotten plenty of D in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Kaylee gets everything in this movie because she gets chunky. She's still hot. She gets, like, a really cute pair of glasses, clothes she never had to shop for that are semi-cute, nice Crocs. You know, I appreciate nice Crocs. She
Love a
even gets
nice Croc.
sassiness because usually that takes a lot of bullying. Like, my sarcasm all comes from bullying. Like, I want to defend myself, but I wasn't willing to work out to do it. So I learned how to be, you know, take other people down. She didn't even have to do that. Like, she's sassier than the naturally fat girl. It's
I
not
think
fair,
she
this
picks
whole
it up from
movie.
her little brother. I think she downloaded that at home.
Little bad news.
And who knows what Caroline Ray said when she was in the hospital. Probably some real nasty words said over some Jello. So
I know Caroline Ray's really nice now.
they
We
bring
don't
out
get
the
to see her
sugar-free
during
Jello, and she's like, "You fucking cunt." What, Mom?
that. No, Caroline's in her recovery phase now. We don't get to see where she's like forcing diabetes on herself and like screaming at the kid or whatever.
So Ramona, the other heavy girl in the class is named Ramona. And the skinny dude in the class is named George. They want to be study buddies with her.
Okay, the skinny guy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the nerd, okay?
Yeah.
He's got that Bravo mom hair where it's like that guy hair that's like pasted. It's like girly hair or whatever.
It's like a little Justin Bieber-y.
And he's cute. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the guy leaning on the convertible, but he's not that far. I
No,
mean,
like
where
I
come
would have
from,
hooked
like,
up
you're
with
thin.
him.
You
Yeah.
win, you
No,
know?
yeah, no.
But
he's
he's
not
like-
supposed to be heavy.
Well, but then her friend later is like, you either hang out with fat people or the fat ready ones. I'm like, he's not even fat ready. What are you talking? He's like a string bean. And then what's his fetish with fat girls? He's like nice
that's
to
his thing.
Ramona.
He fetishizes.
And then
He's a
sees
feeder.
new fat girl and he's like, hey, you want to go get some gravy fries?
Yeah, no.
Want to get some fries with some meat and gravy on them?
He's
That's
a
what
feeder.
Ramona likes. He's a feeder.
So he goes, you want to be study buddies? It'll only cost you a round of cheese fries. Like,
That I'm going to shove down your face while your hands are tied behind your back until you get so big I have to hose you down, like on TLC.
like the way I like. So
I know what you're up to, feeder.
Allie can't believe, his name's George. Allie can't believe how hard she's being bullied at school. She goes in the bathroom to change out of her suit, and then I wrote LMAO, she's wearing fucking Crocs. So this is where I finally realized.
I was like, how dare they? What a stereotype. Okay, I'm wearing Crocs.
Ronnie
But I've had for
literally
8
wears
years.
his Crocs over. Let's play 3117 to 3407.
Okay. Impressions. I'm just gonna say it. I hate being fat. I hate my fat hands. I hate my fat face. You know what? Mostly I hate all the big fat attitudes of everyone around me. Oh, I can't stand the thought of being in that stupid suit one more damn day. It's like me giving permission to everyone to treat me like crap.
Mr. Johnson?
Busted.
What are you even doing here? This isn't your school.
Is it yours? I'm teaching a summer class. I have a legitimate reason to be here, which is more than I can say for you.
Okay,
First of all, let's not overreact. I mean, what's so wrong with wearing a lot of makeup and a few extra layers? Okay, hidden cameras are less good. You know, this isn't fair. You're not even supposed to be here, and you started this whole thing by telling us about the scholarship. I am only doing what you have asked us to do all year.
Wearing foam.
No, finding a story that needs to be told and going after it with everything we have.
Okay, what's your story?
I don't really know yet. Look, I started to get that scholarship, but it's raising all these questions about weight and identity, and I just think people will want the answers if you just give me a chance.
Okay.
Okay?
Do we really need to stand here and debate the meaning of okay?
No, sorry. Thank you.
Well, thank me by taking this seriously and giving it a real shot. And I want to see the final product before I sign off on it.
So we're cool? He's down with it?
Not only is he down with it, he wants to be all mentory and advise us. But you know, I really did mean what I said to him. I think we're really onto something with this documentary. So, how does the footage look?
Fat girl and geek boy. Discuss.
Why? I thought you only cared about the supposed cool people.
Well, I did until you handed us these two. They're cherry. Pathetic. Empathetic. She's fat, he's fat adjacent.
Hey, stop. Seriously, they were the only ones that were really nice to me.
Exactly, we could totally use that. I mean, as much as I love our gimmick, you're still just a pretty girl in a fat suit. Who really cares if your feelings get hurt? No offense.
I'm sure. So what's your point?
You really want this to mean something? Find out what it's like when the suit doesn't come off. We need to tell that side too.
Well, we have to talk about this because we just talked about a really creepy moment with the feeder, right? That gave me the heebies when I watched it. And I'm not really sensitive about stuff like that. I'm like, why wouldn't a thin person want to be friends with me? You know? Well, they don't. Let's be honest. I'm just kidding you guys.
You call me fat?
No, I'm just,
like, literally,
I'm just
what?
kidding. I'm just being a jerk because I forgot what I was going to say. But the next creepy part is Mr. Johnson being at the school.
Yeah.
And he's like, look at that fat girl. I'm going to follow her into the bathroom.
He's like, I kind of recognize that fat girl.
And he just stands outside the bathroom the entire time she's changing out of her fat suit. And Kaley just throws her fat suit in the trash can to hide it and then takes a whole trash bag with her.
Yeah, which I was like, you're lucky there's not just like a raw tampon floating.
How do we know there's not?
I mean, I guess she checked. It was the end of the day. But I mean, that's an awful lot to expect from summer school.
I was very upset about this whole thing. And he's
so,
like,
honestly, if a teacher who was just teaching summer school was standing outside of the ladies' room at a high school for more than a minute and a half, like, I would have him arrested.
In this day and age.
Yeah, 100%.
He'd be registered somewhere.
So while we should say that while her and Jamie are working together, Kaley, this is very poor quality. I thought Kaley was carrying a bowl of cheese curls up the stairs. They're just carrots.
Still low effort. I thought it was cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
I was like, at least she cut something. And you know, she did it like, oh, well, this is at the rich girl's house, so she couldn't do it to make Caroline Ray mad.
No. So some kids are playing horse. It's like Kaley, like her friend Kendall, like in the Hot Boys, right? They're all playing horse. And Kendall says that one of Mike's says to one of Mike's friends that she heard that he hooked up with Darcy at a school party. And then another guy says to avoid that chick because Darcy's a future fatty. She doesn't pass the mom test. Her mom isn't hot, so she's going to be fat when she gets older. I wrote my notes, this makes me feel good because my mom is hot.
I did too. You know, I've always heard that. Like, you're going to look like your mom in 10 years. I wish that worked for guys because my mom is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, she keeps it together.
Yeah. No, and like also that is 90% of Shauna too, is that like Shauna puts effort into it.
Oh my God.
Like,
my mom's full on effort her whole life, you know?
Yeah. I can't.
Good for her.
I can't go back and like be the Gigi to her Yolanda right now. But I am Gigi Hadid in case you guys were wondering. So the guy says, how come a wedding ring is like a ripcord? As soon as you put one on, and like it's like the sickest, like it's the sickest shit ever. So Allie's talking along with Mike, and she's
also like every guy gets so much hotter after he's married. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I know they all get so hot.
Yeah.
So Eddie's a little bit of a jerk, huh? That's what she says to Mike, and Mike's like, it's not all his fault. concussions, which I was like, concussed like me. Like, they didn't know 10 years ago the climate that sports concussions would have. Like, literally, like, that is terrible. Like, when he's just like, oh no, he has too many concussions, I was like, oh, so you mean he's gonna beat the fuck out of his wife in 10 years and it's not gonna be his fault and he's gonna lose his fucking NFL
That's like future
deal?
elevator footage.
No, like, seriously. But do you want to make concussed like me?
It's like black like me. Do you remember that? No, I don't. I've had a
Vaguely.
concussion.
Vaguely. It was either that or beating the shit out of my girlfriend. I can't remember.
Oh my God.
You guys, turn this off. So he kisses her and he goes, come on, Miss Adorably Sexy. Let's walk together. So they go walking.
He's like, you're not like I thought you'd be. Pretty girls are usually, I don't know, like insane. I like that you're not fake. You know BS. You know who you are. That's hot. What has she told you?
I know.
I haven't seen one fucking conversation between you two.
No,
Okay?
seriously.
With your split bangs and your red convertible and your twink ass and your forgiveness of the mean jock.
Your twink ass.
Who are you? You guys haven't even talked. I feel like those hot people in high school are like, you're hot, I'm hot. Let's just be together forever. I love him. Like, you don't love him.
Yeah. Wait, so Allie's in her fat suit at school. Her guy friend says, is there any proof of God other than, oh no. It's George, and they're eating cheese fries at a diner. My mistake.
I just have to point out one fat thing that the hot guy said. He goes, why are you so private? Is there another guy? Is he smaller than me? I was like, oh. No, you're the smallest hot guy, okay? Stop saying shit like that in a fat movie. Everything's
also,
triggering.
like, smaller than me? Like, he's not, like, why would a girl want a guy that's, like, smaller than the muscly hot dude in school?
He's like, is he bigger than me? Is he smaller than me? I'm like, what is everything
it's a
about size?
It's a size thing.
You have bangs in a convertible. Be quiet.
So Allie's in her fat suit at this, like, cafeteria thing, and George is like, is there any better proof of God than the cheese fry? And Allie's like, I'll pass that on to the Pope. So I'm like, oh, also oddly religious. Like, that's her clapback. Is like, I'll pass that on to the Pope. Which is like also like very 80s, like when people would just reference the Pope, like, oh, we're getting a visit from the Pope today. Like, talks like that anymore.
And he's like, well, yeah, cheese fries. Gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm like, you set up this fucking cheese fry date. Where are you going?
Do you
and
know where
Ramona's
he's going?
sitting there like, oh my God.
Do you want to know where he's going? His ska band practice. And Ramona's like rubbing one out and she's like, we should go see a ska band sometime. They're really good. And Allie's like, you like George, don't you? She's like, no, I don't. I just like, he's like great. And it doesn't matter anymore because he's into you anyway. And
in a way that's not cutty. Like, this guy's been ordering me cheese fries. Do you know how hot that is to a chunky person? Like, the first man who's like, babe, you want to go have cheese fries? I don't care. You can beat me. I don't care.
I
You're
can be
mine.
myself in front of you. I love that. Thank you. Yes.
You are mine forever.
Best
and
I ever
Ramona
had.
just
like,
doesn't care because she's nice, because she's fat. You know, this movie, I swear, it was written by a thin person.
Cue the Drake.
So also, she's like, you're so smart. I was like, how do you know?
No,
she said
she's
she
a
likes
big
the guy in the ska
Dumbo.
band.
Also,
like,
she's Ramona smart.
yeah, Ramona.
Oh.
She's like, you're so smart, Ramona. What are you doing in summer school? I was like, you've talked to Ramona one time because the guy left.
And Ramona's
you
like,
asshole.
I can't handle all the laughing at me. Plus, I'm trying to get out of here and go to college. I wish I had your style. And I was like, let's go shopping. So they go shopping.
I wish I had your style of V-neck sweaters and Crocs.
I'm about to die via Stingray. Like, literally, like, Bindi Irwin, my daughter, will be winning Dancing with the Stars in 15 years. I'm sorry.
Hell has
Bindi
never
Irwin
tasted
has been
like cheese fries until now.
Bindi Irwin has been my biggest enemy since she was 7 years old. Like, I literally don't know what to do. For some reason, never been able to stand that Bindi Irwin. I love that she loves animals. I love animals too. I love what the family's done for animals. If there's animal listeners on here, if there's animals listening to this.
There might be actual crocodiles.
Okay, if you're a stingray,
right?
like, listen to me, okay? Freak accident, I understand. But you took out Steve Erwin, style icon to high school girls. So they're going shopping, and Kaley Cuoco reads a quote from her IMDB page, and she goes, clothing isn't fashion, it's armor. Because high school is war. And, like... Okay, where is that from? Clothing isn't fashion, it's armor because high school is war. Like, is that from
I'm Ramona
something?
Quimby, age 8. I don't know. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. You know what's armor? Fat. Okay. Fat is armor because high school is war. You stupid skinny bitch. How can you still not know that?
So Allie's basically like, your problem is that you're wearing clothes that are too drapey. You need to wear something too, like, a little bit more fitted.
You know, that's the worst advice anyone ever gave Kirstie Alley. She said it on her show. She's like, I went on Oprah, and Oprah told me fatter people need to wear thinner clothes because they look less like tents.
Right.
And then she shows a montage of all these pictures of her in these little tiny tops that don't fit.
Was she the one who came out in a bikini on Oprah? Wait, Oprah made someone, Oprah made someone come out in a bikini, and it was like obviously like they like had lighting on like the abs, and they had her in like a what's it called? A sarong. And like, it was like this actress had clearly committed to like, yes, Oprah, in 90 days, I will be wearing a bikini on your show. And like, literally the actress was not ready. She looked great in my mind, like in any average American mind, which of course she's like some broken actress. So she's like, oh my God. So they were like, literally
ruined me forever.
Yeah. They're putting like the Vaseline glow on her. Like, yeah.
Girl. Vaseline doesn't help. You just look like a basted turkey. Tried it.
So can we play our Pretty Woman scene from 40 minutes to 43:11?
Come on. They wouldn't have fit anyway. So I was thinking maybe sometime the three of us could go to a movie. Or not if you're busy. You're probably busy.
Are you going to pretend like that didn't just happen to us? I'm going back in there.
Please, don't. Just let it go.
Your clothing in place. It works for all different types of fabrics.
Hi, remember me? This may get a little awkward, so you might want to stand over there.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, good, because that's why I came back in here. You owe my friend an apology.
Okay, maybe you want to calm down.
And maybe you need to eat some carbs, but unlike you, I'm not here to judge.
Okay, you know what, dear? I was just dealing with an actual customer, so I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Fine, then I'm gonna have to ask for the name of your manager, and if she can't figure out a way to apologize, then I'll have to call your head office, and trust me, I will call. I may not be your target demographic, but I have friends and I have family that shop here, and believe me, I will tell them how you treated us.
That'll do, Janine. I'm the manager. How may I help you, ladies?
That was like Richard Gere and Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman.
You know you just made yourself the hooker in that scenario?
I just don't get it. How you have all this confidence, like they haven't gotten to you.
They?
You know what I mean. It's like when I'm fat, I don't own my own body anymore. Everyone else has a right to an opinion on it. Like, what is that about?
That's a good question. I was beginning to think you ate air.
Come on. Like you don't have a secret stash of your own. Go ahead, help yourself.
I'm okay.
And you know what else? I eat too much when I'm stressed, and I hate exercise. But that's my problem. How did it become everyone else's?
But what about all the health stuff? I mean, you know what they say, that that people like us cost the system.
Ellie, you really think teenagers moo at us because they're worried about the healthcare system?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, there is some truth to it. My mom made herself sick 6 years ago.
What happened?
She's just always struggled with her weight, and I guess one day she just gave up. I mean, big time. Kept eating, kept gaining, got diabetes, didn't stop eating, was put on medical diets, didn't stop eating. I mean, she ended up in the hospital with a heart attack before she stopped.
I'm sorry. How is she now?
She's fine. 80 pounds lighter for now, but I just don't know if it's going to happen again. I hate living like that. You know, if her addiction was alcohol, I could hate her for ruining her life or the family, but what kind of girl are you if you hate your mom for being fat?
But I still hate her.
Okay, but also, like, she's like, I mean, if my mom was, like, a brutal alcoholic who, like, beat the shit out of us and fell down the stairs every night on her way upstairs to bum a cigarette from the guy who does prosthesis, like, that would be one thing. But, like, she's fat.
I could be slightly more upset than getting fat.
So also, like, isn't that scene, I've only seen Pretty Woman, like probably 4 times, and then twice in a row while I went to the Regent Beverly Wilshire, where they play it over and over again in the manicure place. I like was getting a manicure and pedicure, and like, you know, those fancy places, they think you must just be wanting to luxuriate, and I'm like, no, girl. Like, in my mind, rich people don't have time, so like, you gotta hurry this up. I can't get I could just watch this shit twice. I'm Gary Marshalled out for the rest of my fucking life. But like, when she says like we were like Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, I thought that like
No, you're like Jason Alexander and Jason Alexander.
No. You're fired, Ronnie. You are fired.
But it's like equating to, it's a false equivalency, okay?
No, but also wasn't that a scene, the shopping scene between the butler and Julia Roberts? Like, Richard Gere didn't go into the boutique and say like,
yeah,
she has
Richard Gere fucked the same whore. Like, he didn't care. He fucked the poor one. He fucked the richer looking one.
No,
he didn't
but
care.
she's referring to the shopping scene where she was like, big mistake,
yes.
Huge.
Because first she goes in as a hoe, and the lady's like, excuse me, this is Beverly Hills and you're a hooker. And she's like, how dare you?
The guy who brings her back to the salon is like, charge it to the game, is not Richard Gere. It's the bellhop from the hotel, the judgy bellhop, who's like on his high horse in his fucking Hollywood studio apartment, like, which I love. I'm like, literally, you realize she's your downstairs neighbor, right? Like, why are you being so fucking judgy? Like, you're making serious money at the Reg Bev Wilsh. Like, come on now.
But also in that movie, she leaves with like ball gowns and fun things. What these girls get? Nothing.
Literally
they still
nothing.
Didn't fit in anything.
They got
rejected.
rejected. No, they got rejected from like the Express plus size section.
Yeah, some lady, they ended up calling customer service, and then the customer service lady smiled, but then they still left with like no clothes that fit. So I don't know what's happening in this movie, but stop trying to ruin Pretty Woman, ladies.
So for people at home who can't get the visual, we got when Allie says, "I thought you eat air," Ramona had just opened up her glove compartment, and many candy bars fell out of it. And her weapon of choice, which I've thought about it. I thought about it in the car today. I thought about it when I was watching this 3 times. I thought I had to drive back from Santa Monica. I had a lot of time to think about this. She eats something called nut bars, which I can only imagine is like a payday. And like, I can't imagine.
It sounds like a Big Lots candy.
I can't think of anything sadder to get fat on than like a payday. Like, what an unsatisfying candy bar.
Especially when you're poor.
If they were called like Sneakers or something, like if they called them like
Sneakers.
If they called it a Sneakers or like a Twins bar, I'd be like, oh my God, yeah, I would totally get fat on Twins bars. But like nut bars is really your weapon of choice.
The thing is, people always think, oh, you're fat because you really love food. You know, like a lot of times heavy people will say, and even in Weight Watchers, which I've been in and out of my whole life, like I've been through every goddamn counting system they've come up with. But people are like, oh, I'm just a foodie. I just really love food. I'm like, bitch, you do not.
I love bread.
My first time at around 300 pounds was Little Debbie's, okay? It was boxes and boxes and boxes of those fucking Little Debbie brownies for 99 cents from the goddamn Skags.
Do you want to know what my thing is?
Huh.
Like, if I'm going to let loose, like if Molly's going to like really fucking let it rip, those little white donuts.
Oh, the powdered ones?
Oh, get the fuck out.
I like
the
chocolate frosted ones.
No, it's sad.
I've downed so many boxes of those.
They're harder to eat. The chocolate ones, they
are? I think the powdered one gets chalky in my mouth.
That's true. Maybe that's why I like them. But I'm also sick. My other fat person thing that I love to do is to shove a fistful of goldfish crackers, cheddar goldfish crackers in my mouth, and then take a sip of Diet Coke then smush them together.
Yeah, I do the...
Sammy's so disgusted.
That's good. One of my favorite is either Thin Mint or the peanut butter sandwich cookies, the Girl Scout cookies. You put them in your mouth, you crunch down just the edges off with your teeth, and then you drink water, believe it or not, and it softens them, and it turns them into sandy... I mean, girl, the thing is, being fat sucks, but getting fat, People keep saying, why would you ruin your hard work? I'm like, because this is fucking so fun. The only reason I lose weight is so I can still fly.
Yeah.
And the only reason I fly is to go to better restaurants.
And shout out to everyone out there. I just want you to know, if you eat the reduced fat Cheez-Its, you can eat a lot more. And I just want to let you know that.
Oh, no. I got some of those Ritz, which are like less salt. Fuck you. Give me the crunchy, disgusting. I want to feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
Regular Cheez-Its are too heavy for me. I need to eat volume. If I'm doing a Cheez-It, I like to no
saltine for a cracker, or like anything I can drink with Diet Coke and it smushes it and turns it into like carby liquid.
Oh my God, I just watched an SVU and they found out the perp. Whenever his mom was hooking, she'd leave a box of saltines on the stoop for him. And
I would be so excited my mom was a hooker.
I know, so like the little boy like grew up eating saltines for dinner, like so he wound up like killing a bunch of prostitutes because he hated his mom. And they went back to his old neighborhood in the Bronx, and this old Italian lady comes out of her house and she's like, "Imagine saltines for dinner!" Like it's like she's so
every dead person is covered in like white crumbs.
Mom's hooking.
Also, I have to give a shout out to this movie's realism because the car binge.
Yeah.
My fat friend growing up, we would go to Arby's on like 2 sandwiches for 20 cents or whatever it was back when I was growing up. Girl, binging with another fat person in the privacy of your car. Mm-hmm. Thank you, fat like me. I'm loving this movie much more.
Yeah, I've always done really well with a boyfriend because it's like an excuse. Like, it's like, oh, I'm keeping up with him. But also I just ate 12 pounds of barbecue and he's like secretly mortified and never wants to see me again and cannot believe like we're in a relationship.
Well, it's unfair when you hang out with someone who's less weight than you. Because if we go out together and we're like, let's get crazy.
Yeah.
You'll die if you try and keep up. It's like a goldfish. They can't stop eating if you keep putting food in there.
But I'm on my slender side right now, but I have fat girl tendencies where like literally I screamed at Christina Lopez in her face, "We're getting shrimp cocktail and I'm getting my own. If you want one, get your own." And I like screamed at her. I was like, "Get your own. It's mine." And I was like,
I hate people who are like, "You want to share that?" Because it means do you want me to eat half your thing and then I'll let you pay for it when the bill comes?
No, we don't do that. No, not in this family. No, I'm just like, don't fucking touch my shrimps. Like, you think I came this far for you to touch my shrimps? The fuck out of here.
So
we don't.
Somehow,
you take your please advise check, you cash that, you buy your own fucking shrimps, okay? I worked hard for these 5 shrimps. So Allie and her friend look at the footage. She wants more. She's like, I need more.
She's like, but I can't because I just gave this lecture to this fat girl I know with nut jobs in her glove compartment
she's
about
like,
how she's
Ramona
a drain on the
just like,
healthcare
yeah,
system.
Ramona basically like showed her emotional used maxi pad where she is like, I like, here's everything. She's like, this is who I am. These are things I've never told anyone. So then whatever, cut to Mike is asking her to go to the pier, but she's like, I can't, I'm busy. So whatever,
Poor
Mike's
Ramona.
getting blown off.
And also, this is such a skinny person written line too. In 8th grade graduation, they didn't have a gown for me. It's a gown. What are you talking about? They didn't. Come on, Ramona.
They have a gown for everyone.
That's why they're gowns. Okay.
Kaylin, who's having a pregnant girl on Teen Mom, wore a graduation gown this week. I'm pretty sure they had a gown for you, Ramona. We're gonna speed this up a little bit. So Allie's working at the boat.
By the way, who put posters back up on Kaylee's wall? Like, what did her dad come in? Like,
I know.
well, I will iron these posters. This softball is going back up on this wall, Missy.
Do you know what I just remembered? I had one of those like books on tapes you read along with the book when I was a kid, and you know to turn the page because a cow would go moo, and you turn the page.
Shaming. Do you know how many babies are being triggered right now?
And no, it's like a farm. It was like a farm book, and be like, when the cow says moo, turn the page. So you'd be like,
modern day girl, they're gonna change that to a Bing. I'll tell you.
So
get sued.
Damn. You know what? If I could read a book like that right now, I would be a better reader. I'll tell you that. If I
I'd
could
be crying.
Even if it was, if it was just a ding. Like if I could just read along, those things were amazing when you were a kid. When it says ding, turn the page. Like fucking amazing. That's one of those things you forget. So Allie sees Mike with Kendall while she's in her fat suit with George at a cafe. And George,
okay, here's where everybody becomes evil. Now the filmmaker friend is just an outright cut fitness. And then the best friend,
That's how Ronnie says cunt.
Yeah, sorry.
It's cut fitness.
I'm not allowed to say that. I have checked my male privilege, okay? I now say cut fitness. But but now the friend is just suddenly mean too, and the friend doesn't even see her fat yet. I'm like, stop making everybody mean to her for being fat when they're talking to her while she's thin. It's like nobody's paying attention to what they're writing, you know? They're like, she's pretending to be fat, so now everybody's mean to her even when she's really thin. It's frustrating.
Okay, literally, like, the irony of cunt being cut fitness for this movie is pretty gene. That was, like, hitting me in waves as you were talking. So we're ahead now. We're at the scene in the cafe where Allie spots Mike with Kendall, her friend from softball that's, like, a big hoe bag. Like, she's, like, literally the way she's, like, grabbing him in public. Like, has some, like, you don't know that your friend who's actively dating this man could be around any corner. Little do you know she's in a fat suit watching all of this, like, play-by-play.
Because I'm fat. But also, that girl, they did establish that girl is very handsy because, right, remember her first scene when she's like, hey, thin friend, why are science teachers so lame? She grabs her hand and starts walking with her hand down the hall. So, I don't know, maybe she's just touchy. I'm just kind of trying to keep some mystery in.
It's a little bit like bingo moment, Killer Assistant, when she walks out of the bar and sees her husband like blatantly hooking up with another girl in public, and like it ruins her marriage. Did that work?
Yes, I was scanning through my notes, laughing at the same time.
So George is like, "That's your boyfriend? Oh, so that's your boyfriend?" Like he can't, like the actor can't deliver the line, like where he's supposed to be like confused, like "That's your boyfriend?" Oh, I mean, that's your boyfriend.
An
like,
ass about
also, it's such a poor line delivery of such a poor line. Like, if in a Babysitter's Club book, that line would be great. Like, in an actual movie.
Is in italics. He's like, how can I do this? Can I work with the prosthetic guy upstairs to work on this scene?
The director comes over and he's like, no. The second time you say it, you're realizing that it was inappropriate the first time for you to be surprised that that's your boyfriend because you like Allie.
It's like, that's
right?
your boyfriend?
Oh, yeah.
That's your boyfriend? That's your boyfriend? Rand? It's like, okay, we've only got so many takes, okay? It's a 4-hour day.
When he
Keep
read
it
with
moving.
Cuoco at the final audition, that he fucking lit the room up. You know he did. They're
like, we just want what you gave us in that room,
George. Okay, George, you don't need to do anything different than you did in the room, okay?
But also, he's such a creepy guy. He's like, that's your boyfriend? And she's like, well, whatever, kind of. I mean, I don't know.
He goes,
and
fantasy crushes.
I'd rather see you with someone who knows what he's got.
He goes,
what are you talking about? You're coming on to every fat girl in the room. Stop being such a creep.
Yeah. Well, no, he like he starts by saying fantasy crushes are great. They're awesome. But I'd rather see you with someone who knows what he's got. So he's basically being like, oh, yeah, you can't get that hot guy over there. That's a fantasy for you, fatty. But, like, I'd like to see you with someone like me, George, who will feed you to death. Like, that's where...
hell?
Yeah, no, he's, like, crazy. George is mentally ill. Speaking of National Illness Day...
It's gross that he's supposed to be the nice one who understands, and he still says disgusting shit like that, you know?
I'm feeling free to turn on George in this past.
I've turned on him.
I've turned on him. So,
and I just wrote, you know so much about her. Fat or thin, guys go for the pussy they can reach. And that is the goddamn truth.
You're crazy.
That is the goddamn truth.
So Allie's working at the bowling lane like Ronnie in high school, and she sees Mike looking at Megan.
I actually worked in the grill. Thank you. Did you hear my nachos story?
Oh, sorry. She worked in the grill. So he sees Adam. Sorry, her little brother Adam is at the bowling lane checking out Megan.
He's watching girls who are all in light blue sweaters with V-necks.
Yeah,
I swear to God.
He's like jerking off to his sister. So he's like, she goes over there and she's like, go hit on her. She's like, come on. Like, I would kill to be as smart and funny as you are. Don't be your own bully. You're so much better than that, which is another Kaley Cuoco original quote. Like,
Don't be your own bully. Oh, I'm here.
I'm here.
What do you have me for? So she's like, it doesn't matter if they don't like you. Just go force yourself on them. I'm like, look, this is a bad week to be talking about this, okay?
Right.
This kid's running Miramax. He's like, what? My sister told me to do it.
Yeah, he's like, I've known since I was a child. So anyway, but like, no, seriously, this is the other thing too. It's that thing that people do to each other in real life where it's like, oh, I certainly would never take this advice, but I'll go ahead and push you out in front of me. Like, it's like, yeah, no. Like, you should totally go try out for that. Like, you've never had any vocal training? Go sing on a stage in front of the director of Cats. That'd be great. I don't see any problem with that. Like, meanwhile, they're at home eating powdered donuts, like rubbing one out while you don't even while you're failing, and like literally like a failure that you'll be speaking about in the therapy that you don't have health insurance for. You're paying out of pocket for the rest of your fucking life.
Yes.
So, her friend is editing. Jamie's editing, and Allie's lecturing her on fat people the way they're treated by society, because Allie's an expert now.
Yeah.
And they get
She's
into
like,
a fight.
fat phobia exists. So do gravy fries. Disgusting. Moo. And her friend's like, if you don't like fat, then lay off the fries. No one likes a self-righteous prom queen. I was like, whoa.
By the way, she had also burned her earlier and said like, oh, that's right. You weren't prom queen. You were runner-up. Jamie is... Do not trust Jamie.
There's fat people, there's thin people, and there's horrible closeted lesbian nerds with Apple screens at their home.
Rich ones at that.
The way they separate us all, guys. Can't we just love each other?
So Allie realizes that her irrational fear comes from the fact that anyone can be fat. Allie says
You're not all of a sudden black, but anyone can all of a sudden be fat. I was like, oh my God, Kaley.
Oh
my God.
You're of Italian, German, and English descent over here, talking about how anyone can be black, okay?
She literally went, that's it!
That's it!
You just can't turn black.
Eureka, bitch! I can't do
fat.
math, but I can tell you this equation. You can become fat.
Pregnancies, injury, aging. She's coming up with all the acceptable excuses for her that people could become fat. Not just that I ate too much and didn't exercise. Like, that's still not okay with Kaley. Okay?
No.
But if you've had a pregnancy or injury or aging, it's okay.
It's also like not being looked at as an addiction or a mental illness or a genealogical thing or anything like that. Like, it's all being looked at as like, you've made a decision or you've gone through some freakish health accident, like where you're pregnant and, I don't know, bedridden for the rest of your life. So then you became obese, like Gilbert
And there
Grape's
is,
mom.
like, I see what they're trying to do as far as not making it total victimhood. Like, of course, not everybody, but most of us have control and choices. It's not like that doesn't exist. And it's not like we don't know that, okay?
Yeah.
It's just not your fucking business to be mooing at us and yelling at Caroline Ray while she's just trying to make you bacon, bitch.
Absolutely, right? And they do have and she's like, I wish my mom could go to AA. And I'm like, they do have OA. Like, there is a program for that, actually. Also, like, I'm still kind of like bumping on her wishing that her mom was an alcoholic. Like, I'm just gonna go back to that.
Like she's jealous of all the kids with addict mothers.
I know.
What an asshole.
So, Allie says she can't use any of the footage of Ramona because it was personal interaction between the two of them. And I was like, you probably should have thought of that before you put on a fat suit and fucking fake glasses with a video camera in them, you sociopath. Like, you should have never gotten in her vehicle. Like, you can't, like, have you ever seen a movie, Allie? Like, you can't, Allie should watch a movie is what I'm telling you. She should watch this movie perhaps, but a movie like this would all be wrapped up for her. I would never get in a car with someone that I started to like after I was wearing fake video glasses for a month.
Hell no. Well, you and I are too.
We're different.
Yeah, we're like confessors.
We're
I'd be like,
different.
hi, Molls. My name is really Rondell, and this is all just a joke.
Okay, I saw your nut bars, so now I have to tell you. I actually weigh 115 pounds. I'm on a softball team. I go to another high school, and my mom's fat, and I hate her.
I'm totally doing this for a podcast. Like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Okay, start recording again.
So they get their test back in bio, and she's like, Ramona, check my grade for me. I can't look at it. And she has a B++. I wrote, damn. An AP bio. Like, literally, that is impressive.
Double mediocre. Congratulations.
Then
guess what George says? Hey, guys, congratulations. Guess what this means? Cheese fries. Jesus Christ, George. Keep it in your parents.
So they decide to all go bowling together. I can't. So, like, Ramona's first ball is obviously a gutter ball. And then Allie gets a 7, and they're like, damn, Gina. Like, they literally, like, lose their minds.
Everyone scored a 7 over and over, and they're like, that's really good. And then when Kaley bowled, she did that thing where she squats on the ground, which no heavy person would do. But she squats on the ground, and she rolls it with both of her hands. You work at a goddamn bowling alley.
8-year-olds do that, you know? Like, 8-year-olds.
Can I have bumpers?
Yeah. Ramona, go lay in the lane. But this is where I realized that she has stopped calling Ramona, and she now calls her Ram. Have you noticed that?
How offensive is that?
She's like, Ram. It's not Molls. It's not like Ramona. It's like, I'd be like
something
Ramones.
you use to bust down a fucking door. Like, leave Ramona alone. My God.
I would call her, if that was my friend, I'd be like, Ramones. That's what I would call her. I'd be like, Ramones,
I'm just going to call my big friend the most giant truck on the lot. The Ram.
So these like boys are like bullying them, and he's like making fun of Ramona.
Well, now it's different because he's like, moo, moo. And before, when Kaley stood up to the haters, and it's the same little midget guy, by the way. It's the same one. Yeah, it's the same guy. They're like, just bring that short bully back from the random school on the other side of town. Now he's bowling next to them. So he's next to them, and he's like, moo, moo again. And she does the same thing where she's like, I'm sassy. I'll protect you. And then he's like, no, you're fat. So he pours soda over her head. Like,
okay, we have to
only
play this
works
clip.
if you're thin.
Like, guys, okay, so this movie blew its load in literally about, I would say, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Like, okay, so let's play 53:23 to 56:10.
Hey, wide load. Why don't you stay in your own lane?
Sorry.
Ignore him, Ram.
Ram? For real? Don't you mean like cow?
Let's just change lanes.
No, wait, we were here first. Besides, I've dealt with them before. They're all talk.
Dude, seriously, man to man, which cushion you pushing?
Better question, which chromosome you missing?
Okay, little boys, the adults are trying to bull here, so please.
Was I talking to you? Don't worry, diet. You want to do something about a pipe cleaner?
Yeah, like go back in time and slap your inbreeding mama?
What'd you say about my mom? George, we're going. That's right, leave.
Now. Allie, wait! Allie! Allie, what's wrong? Can I get me a ride? No, I'm fine, really. Just please leave me alone.
Allie, it's just us. You don't have to be embarrassed.
Seriously, I'm fine. Will you just go away?
Allie, what is it? Come on, with me.
I don't understand. What's wrong with you?
That's a mask. Why are you wearing a mask?
Don't freak out. I was gonna tell you guys soon.
Tell me now.
It's for a hidden camera project. Documentary.
A documentary about what?
What it's like to be fat. Just hold on 1 second, please. George, please.
So I asked him again at work, and he says, Jim, I've told you twice already. It's a can opener. Allie, get a can opener.
Geez, Mommy wants some bread with that butter? God. Since when are you back on blood pressure meds? Since last month, I'm handling it. And why aren't you eating anything lately? Because I can't work out as much. The less you sweat, the less you should eat. It's really not that complicated.
Allie.
Hey, it's me again. Look, I know you probably hate me, and I don't even know what to say to try and make it better. But please, give me the chance to try. Please.
Okay, so she thinks Ramona's calling her back, but it's fucking Mike being like, where are you? You're late for the whatever.
Well, we can't just skip everything that just
let's
happened.
just know, like, let's like literally, I just want the audience to know in advance that's not Ramona calling, because hard to forgive what just happened.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She ain't forgiving that, especially texting, you know? You wait for an apology for that shit.
So the actress who plays Ramona, this is her one and only credit. She doesn't have a short film at USC on her thing. She doesn't, and by the way, you can put an IMDb thing down for anything. She's not credited under any other names. She did one movie and she did this. And I will say she matches, in my mind, her reaction she does great. I think this actress is as good, if not better than Kaley Cuoco.
Well, there's some standards.
I'm going to wager that. Why? I mean, Kaley Cuoco's a bajillionaire.
All she needs is some good quotes.
I know, right? She's quoting out the ass. But like, okay. So the mask falling off her face.
That is so good because it only fell off like the mouth part. And she has it's exactly the same under.
I don't know what I would compare it to. Like, there's no face. There's no way to lie about it. What happened? It was because it was like it came around the mouth area.
Well, but why was she wiping her mouth when he poured the Coke on her head? Like this movie, like
because he poured a Coke on her face.
He poured it on her head,
but it also
and then she's like
but
wiping
some
her
of
mouth.
the liquid hits her face, and so she puts a towel to her face, and then sees that literally like the exact face that she just put on. Like the towel has her face imprinted on it, so like all of her makeup has come off, and her prosthesis is now like visible, and she's like, oh. This can't be good for me. Which, like, by the way, I wish they would have thought of that. Like, I think the guy upstairs, like, I thought he was more of a genius than that. But, I mean, I guess I would say, like, in Mrs. Doubtfire, like, when Mrs. Doubtfire
if it rains, run, girl.
Yeah, like, she didn't have a cream pie to shove her face in like Mrs. Doubtfire did during that famous face where she said she was using meringue as a mask.
Caroline Ray's still, like, working with that prop over in the kitchen.
Can you do, like, a Mrs. Doubtfire hello?
I don't even know how.
It's like, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, like right after, oh my God, Robin Williams.
Oh my God, don't go there.
Oh
Dark
God,
enough. Dark enough.
He was so happy in Patch Adams. Did you, you know, a grocery store worker said that to my mom and I, right?
He was so happy in Patch Adams.
Like, right, it was like my mom and I are at home, and like it's like R.I.P.
Did you miss like 24-hour photo or whatever, 1 hour photo?
Dude, 1 hour photo is my shit. Like literally 1 hour photo is my shit. And
that's
also,
Robin Williams' Lifetime movie.
And so is the SVU episode where he plays like
Patch Adams.
No, Coercion or something it's called. It's like the version of that movie where like a guy gets a girl to strip down at a McDonald's because he convinces it's her boss over the phone. It's the police.
Oh yes.
And so there's a Robin Williams episode based on
I saw
the true
that movie.
story.
That was a good movie. Did you
Tight
see that?
movie. And also my friend Pat Healy played the creepy guy on the phone.
Wasn't the lady from that the lady from The Leftovers? The lady who was the bitchy manager?
Probably.
Oh, so
I haven't
good,
seen The
that
Leftovers.
movie.
I'm saving that. Do you think I can watch The Leftovers in Japan? I'm already worried
but
about.
the first season is really, really dark and kind of I wanted to turn it off, but it gets so good.
Well,
It's
I know
worth
me.
it.
When I get to a foreign destination, especially after a nice 11.5-hour flight, I like to take a 2-day nap. So I was planning on just getting an Airbnb, taking a good 36-hour nap. But with that, I need a little bit of audio visual. And so I'm already worried because you hear, I had a friend go to Jamaica. She couldn't log into BravoTV.com, which is a nightmare.
Oh, no, girl. You got to torrent that shit and
You
have it
are
on a
not-
flash drive.
Well, I'm not having the Japanese police roll up to my Airbnb because I've just torrented a Bravo show.
Get a VPN, torrent it here, and then take it with you to Japan.
No marijuana. No, also insane.
Like, what do I got to teach you how to do everything?
Japan. Japan. How can we make that work with Shaw's?
That is so Japan. Okay, so she's running out with half her face missing, and her friend
I'm so
is like,
sorry.
"You're black."
Sammy's like, I've been here. I'll be here for 2 days. Like she's like, these two. They're
No,
15
poor
minutes
thing.
into the movie, and these two are saying Japan.
But to be fair, we feel like that after hour 1 too. We're like, what are we even doing?
I'm gonna cry. So no.
Okay, so she says one line that I have to talk about.
Okay.
She's like, "Mom, you're so fat." I was like, "Okay, Kelly's learned nothing like from this experience. She's
You
even
haven't
meaner
learned her
to her
name's
fat
Kaley,
mom."
but that's fine.
Whatever. So she's really mean. And then her mom's like, "Honey, you need to eat," and she's making like a toast with like a whole stick of butter.
No,
on it.
like it's too. Like I love butter. No.
That's when it's like whipped already, so you can get it easily out.
Yeah.
Like I stopped buying whipped cream like that.
No,
So
you
anyway,
can't.
she's got this huge thing, and she's like, "Honey, you need to eat." And she's like, "Mom, the less you sweat, the less you eat."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "No, the more you sweat, the less you eat." That's the only reason I ever try and lose weight, because I'm sweating.
She said, "The less you sweat, the less you eat." She said,
It took me a minute to realize she means exercising.
Yeah.
because I sweat so much when I gain weight that I'm like, it's time to lose weight.
No, she's eating 4 orange slices.
Oh my God, I hate her. How does Caroline Rhea still keep her? Just kick her out.
Honestly, also, like, are you rich? Like, in Christopher Columbus times, like, an orange was literally worth, like, half of your land. Like, isn't that how like, 1492 started? It was, like, Columbus was given an orange by a child, and then he discovered America. Like, or when Amy got the shit beaten out of, like, when I see citrus fruit, I'm like,
and
oh,
then he ate
bougie.
oranges for breakfast and slaughtered a whole race of people.
Yeah.
You see? That's what oranges for breakfast do to you. Caroline Rhea knows better.
Okay, and you know what I will say? My Native American heritage, not appreciating that right now. Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, exactly.
Not proud of you, Christopher Columbus.
Hey, we made it up to you.
Okay, so the phone rings, but it's Michael telling her she forgot yet another date. So Allie shows up to the bonfire at the beach, and Kendall's wasted and walking around with a can on her head. And she's like, "Hi, should I keep this here till I'm prom queen next year?" And Kendall's like, "You should wait till the votes are counted," or something. Like, it's like literally like it's this fight about who's gonna be prom queen next year, like as if either one of them was like the ringer. And so she's like, "You know what? You need to lighten up. You've been a killjoy all summer." And then she like walks away with the can on her head. And Michael's like, "Yeah, you have been a killjoy all summer. Like, if you need help with your math homework, let me know. But I can't even do Sudoku." Which
the
literally
biggest shock of the entire film.
Which I was like, I'm going to Japan. I love Sudoku. So I'm just dragging about this trip that literally, like, there might not be a world. I might not, like, literally be able to use my passport in, like, 2 months, but, like, let alone 6 months from now. In the new year, we're all going to die. George is at Allie's house right now, so he's pissed. He's been sitting on the front stoop with, like, a folder, and he sees her, and he's like, "Wow, look at you. You're really pretty, huh?"
Yeah, look at you. I Googled you. Oh, really, George?
And she's
now
like,
you've Googled her? You didn't Google her before? And if you had Google so handy, why has Ramona still got an answering machine at home?
Yeah. And also Google was like only 5 years old in this movie. So like I would like to recognize that.
It's like, yeah, you're a star athlete.
But he's like, "You're really pretty, huh?" And she's like, "Thanks, George." And he goes, "It's not a compliment." He goes, "It's not a compliment. It's just an observation." So he gives her notes in a practice test. He's like, "You know, you underestimate yourself. I'm going to go study with Ramona. I'd invite her, but you know, the whole she wants you dead thing." Which I'm like, if Ramona wanted her dead, she could have
bite
it.
of cheese fries either. Don't think we didn't notice. You know that him and Ramona were talking one day, and they're like, "Can you believe that bitch? I noticed she never ate any of those cheese fries." You know, Ramona would have figured this out a long time ago.
Well, here's the thing is that she did gain. Remember when Jamie's like, "Oh, sob story," because she's like, "Hey, I've gained 10 pounds since I did this." She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you." Like, so she might have eaten like 2 cheese fries because she gained 10 pounds.
She didn't, because even in that binge thing in the car when Ramona's like, "Let's binge on nut bars and talk about dead people and obesity and diabetes," and she's like, "No, thank you."
Okay, but like, so if like some women wear like ankle weights to like vacuum the house, and
My
this
God,
girl's
my biggest nightmare, ankle weights.
and this girl's walking around in a fat suit all day, like how did she gain 10 pounds unless she's literally the cheese
and
fry
how did she
queen?
not sweat? And how did she keep on that face?
Yeah.
We're getting too method.
She's
We're
addicted
getting
to
too real.
pills. So Allie cramps for her test. She's drinking energy drinks to get through her study session, which is like literally the least healthy thing you can do for your body. Like she throws like what I'm like, she's not drinking soda to stay up late. Like, so she throws this can into the trash can, and there's literally like, it's my bedroom trash can, but instead of LaCroix, it's all Red Bull energy drinks. Like this, I was gonna snap my bedroom trash can the other day because literally there's like 20 cans of LaCroix in there, and it's like, well, someone has a problem. But no, like,
you know, her daughter one day is gonna be like, "Mom, why'd you ruin our life with your Red Bull addiction?
Your sugar-free Red Bull."
Fat.
I mean, honestly, though, like Red Bull, if I see a Monster Energy drink, I'm like, it's only 6 months. That person is either already doing pills or they'll be doing meth in 6 months.
Yes, exactly.
The mere sight, being willing to be seen with a Monster Energy drink is a sure sign that you are on drugs. So, okay, so she goes to take the test. Ramona and George are like disgusted with her. Allie finishes her just quickly, and she goes chasing after Ramona. Ramona like rips into her, and she's
Girl, Ramona, I wouldn't fuck with Ramona. Ramona's about to run her down with her car too, and she's like, "What? Why would you even talk to me? So the token fat girl can ease your conscience? Did you watch my breakdown over beers with your skinny friends?"
I love this. When she goes, you think you can put on fat drag and know what it's like to be me? That's like putting on a lab coat and saying you're a doctor. And then Allie goes, it's fair. I deserve that.
She's like, by the way, I prescribe you diabetes medication.
By the way, your prescription's been filled for 2.5 weeks. I got a call from CVS asking if I've heard from you. Are you dead? Am I speaking to the ghost of Ramona? I copied all your answers on the test. So Ramona's like...
Yeah, she tells her off, and she's like, but I needed the money. And here's my takeaway from this whole scene. I loved Ramona just going off. She deserved to go off, and Kaley's an asshole. But why did Ramona suddenly start using, like, pomade and a curling iron? It bugged me for the rest of the... Suddenly now she's got, like, this perfectly curled hair, and it's,
she's
like,
like,
slick.
you know what? That bitch ain't shit. I've been coming to school intimidated by Ellie. I have my last day of AP Bio, and I'm going to curl these.
I'm curling the fuck out of my hair.
Yeah, girl. I'm putting in my jelly, and I'm curling.
I may be fat, and I may be a loser, but at least I'm not a liar.
At least I'm not you. That's what she says. So Allie and her friend show the teacher the documentary.
She gives her that Kathy Bates, like, Tawanda look as she drives off. It's like she's driving off in her car, and she's like, I still hate you. Sorry, Wags.
And I'm also like, Ramona, must be nice. Like, you realize Allie's so poor that she has to live below a prosthesis guy in a 3-bedroom duplex with her parents, and also, like doesn't even have a car to drive away. Like, angry. She has to walk
She's like,
back
you have an answering machine at your house. Okay?
I mean, I didn't have a car in high school. I was broke. I'm not poor shaming these people either.
Girl,
I'm reality shaming
sweet
myself.
Bowling alley grill money.
She goes, okay, you put that into the caddy. So, Allie and her friend show the teacher their documentary. He's like impressed, but he's like, there's no ending. He's like, you got to have a beginning, middle, and end. I need something big, a powerful finish. He's like, I think you've got a shot at winning this thing, though.
I want something fat with the PH, everybody. Don't get so excited.
So
at home, the mom's like, honey, we need to talk. And she's like, is this an intervention? Because you're the fat one. She's like, no. It's like, we love you and we're concerned and you're moody and you're secretive and you're not eating cheesecake. If you have drugs or you have an eating disorder... We're worried. And she's like, you're worried about my health, you hypocrite, you fat bitch. I'm like, whoa. How does this girl still not learn anything?
She's hungry. That's all I can think is, like, if she's not on drugs, she's hungry. Like, that fat suit, carrying around 20 pounds of weight with you everywhere you go.
Tell me about
on
it.
top of having to take an AP bio test, when from all we've learned about you was that, like, you're a functioning special ed kid.
Yes.
Like, this is all we've learned.
Well, I love in that store scene when the lady was being rude and she's like, I need you to leave. And she goes, you need some carbs. And you're like, you cannot make fat girl jokes.
No, like, literally, that's what I said. I'm like, you need some carbs. Like, literally, eat a sandwich is so rude. So, like, when I became super anorexic and I came back to college and I only weighed 94 pounds.
Whoa.
Between junior and senior year, like, so I had a scale. I was interning out here and I had a scale in my closet. And I realized when I got to LA that I weighed exactly 100 pounds. And I was like, by the end of summer, I will weigh 95 pounds.
Whoa.
And so the sickest thing was me having a scale in my closet, because if I gained 1 pound, like, I would be like freaked out. And I've never been bulimic. I just wouldn't eat.
Well, I tried that. It's hard.
Dude, I was here for 1 summer. I was here for 8 weeks. I had 1 box of Teddy Grahams that entire 2 weeks, and that's all I ate. I would just eat like a brown Teddy, a little chocolate Teddy Graham, and then I would eat like cucumber roll sushi.
Oh my
like
God,
2 pieces for lunch. I know. And I would eat Coca-Cola and cigarettes. That was my other... my air sandwiches, as I call them. Like, so... Anyway, so what I will say is when I came back to school, I was like 94 pounds. And like literally people will say to you... Because I was like, you know, I like was a size 8. And then I went from a size 8 to a size 00. And that was alarming to some people, as it should be. And I remember some people saying to me, like, literally, like, they were like, Molls, like, eat a sandwich. And I was like,
well, you just can't fucking win.
I'm also like, that's real life. Like, people literally say, eat a sandwich in real life.
Yeah, they comment on people. As people, comment on it all the time. And people think, oh, it's just when you're fat. You know, it's not really. Because then if you look at my weight, if I lose 10 pounds, everybody's like, oh, you look great. Look like I was just saved from some horrible disease. Like everybody has to comment on it and ask like what you did to fix yourself or whatever. And then you get thin and then you feel too fat. And then people look at you because you're too fat because you're not as thin as the thin baby.
Do you know what I had a guy say to me at a party once?
Huh.
You look really healthy. Like, as if I was a cancer patient. Like,
dude, that's what guys say to each other when we gain weight. They go, hey, Ronnie, you been working out? Yeah, I've been fucking working out.
No, I think
I've,
he meant, like, I had, like, blood in my cheeks or whatever. And I was like...
Or like you're
I haven't drank in, like, 4 weeks. And he was like, oh, that might be it. And I was like... Also, I haven't lost any weight or changed or anything. Like, what do you mean I look really healthy? Like, well, I'm sorry, did I look like I was gray and I had yellow eyes and I needed to detox? Like, what are you saying? I look really healthy. Was I wearing a bald cap last time you saw me? Like, what happened? It was so disturbing. You look really healthy. And I hadn't gained any weight at all. It was the most disturbing thing that's ever happened to me.
It is. People never stop fucking commenting on your weight.
Just
ever.
don't talk.
Thin, fat, yeah. You just can't say anything, really.
Here, coming from me and Ronnie Karam, just don't talk.
Like 5 hours later on this hour-and-a-half movie.
I want to impart something to you guys. So
we can skip through most of this, right?
Yeah, so blah, blah, blah. Kendall says she's been seeing Mike.
She starts trying to compete with her over the boyfriend. It's like, no one cares about you.
Yeah.
And then should we just skip to the part where, we have to do the part where the brother thanks her. He's like, hey, sister, I just wanted to say thank you because you know how you told me to force myself on those girls who obviously had no attraction to me? She's like, yeah, did it work? Is someone pregnant? And he's like, no, but it made me realize that rejection didn't make me explode, and now I'm just going to hit on chicks until one says yes.
No, like literally, like he went from 0 to perv in like 2 seconds. Like it was too much for me. Like I couldn't.
It's like, thank you. You just made a total perv out of your brother.
That's my man. You know, that's my boy. Like I've gotta respect my man.
It's a numbers game. I realized it's a numbers game.
I know. That's like me on Tinder being like, volume, honey, volume. You gotta swipe, swipe, swipe till you meet the one. So let's play a clip from 1:11 to 1:12:23 when poor Caroline Ray discovers the videotape.
And just has the same facial expression.
Fine. I hated that you were fatter than all the other moms. I hated the fights I got into at school defending you. I hated how scared I got when you got sick. That's enough. You make me afraid of my own body.
Stop
Do you know
it.
how twisted that is? Look, I might not be ashamed of you, but you should be. Mom, I'm so sorry. I did not mean what I just said.
Allie?
Mom, open the door. I'm sorry.
Allie, what did you do?
Okay, so whatever. She like ruined her mom's life. So then Jamie and
she's
Allie,
so mean. Like her mom's not used to being yelled at for having diabetes.
No,
or whatever.
like literally. Also, like as if her husband like fucked her during that entire thing. Like they maybe are just getting back to having sex, and then all of a sudden she's going on blood pressure medication again because she can't lay off the butter at breakfast. Like, also, people who can eat breakfast disgust me. Like, if you're going to have one meal a day,
you know
dinner.
what? It is addictive. It's another addiction.
Oh, breakfast?
I started having it just for fun because Ben, my podcast partner, every day, like, I have to eat breakfast or I'm hangry. Like, he's talking, and he's very healthy.
Yeah.
But it made me think, like, breakfast. So today I made a big thing of migas, which is, you know what that is?
Yeah, no.
It's eggs, cheese, chips, and salsa all stirred together.
Ronnie, that is not breakfast. Mitas, you called it?
It's Mexican breakfast, baby.
That's
okay,
why.
so she's really mean, and she's
He's
like,
like,
everyone's so afraid to hurt your feelings. I was like, since when? You've been a bitch this whole time. She's like, you binge when you get upset. You held us hostage.
Okay, we just watched that. So Janie and Allie are hanging out now, and Janie tells her that she wants to. That
it's
if
like
she
my favorite monologue. Why do we keep showing the best monologues? I needed to do a Kelly monologue.
Oh,
to
you
Caroline
want to
Ray.
do the monologue?
Oh no, forget it. It's over now. Caroline's locked in the bathroom now. Now where are we?
Oh my God. Well,
Kelly-
if you want to like improv a monologue, we can, but like I'm not going to make our audience listen to it
I literally
twice.
wrote down word for word. I'm not going to improvise anything. I'm just playing with you.
No, I
so
know.
now they're nerd
like Ronnie's gonna
movie
hit me
editing.
when you guys are like done listening. So Janie and Allie are hanging out, and Jamie and Allie are hanging out, and she tells her that if she wants to give up, she can. And Jamie's like, "Hey, you're my ideas girl." Okay, she's like, so she literally says to Allie, "You're my ideas girl."
And then Kaylee goes,
"What's my big ending?"
Kaylee goes, "You know what we're missing? The why."
Mm-hmm. Yep. We know
I'm
the
gonna
who,
show
what,
up to
when,
that
where.
party. I'm going to show up to that party with my friends as Fat Allie, and I'm going to see how they treat me. And then her friend
He goes, okay, Tiger, settle down. Which is another, because like also Allie says it so calmly and so like plainly spoken. Like she's literally like, I'm going to go to the party tonight and I'm going to see my friends. And she's like, okay, Tiger, settle down. And it's like, why did you just turn into Austin Powers? Like literally she just said she's going to go to a party.
Behave.
Yeah. She's like, oh, behave.
But also, how is that the why? I don't understand how showing
No,
up
it's
fat
not
to a
the
party.
why.
It's not the why.
It's not the why.
So
YMCA.
I got on my camera purse for wide shots, no pun intended. You see, there's so many bad words in here. Triggering
Okay.
words.
So they go to the party.
Go to the party. Yeah, this movie is slapdash,
this
right?
is my favorite. Okay. We're getting really fucking close to my favorite part. So when they walk into the fucking place, they're playing a Limp Bizkit sound-alike song, okay? And it's like a rap rock, like sort of like 311, which anyone who knows me, you know that amber's the color of my energy. Like, I love to go down. Like, that is my shit. I am 311 hardcore, okay? There's one day of this year that matters to me, and it's March fucking 11th, bitch, okay? I'm 311. That's my shit. So I lose my mind, okay? So they're going in. Allie spills a drink on a guy, and she's like, I'm so sorry. He goes, that's all right. That's why God made refills. And Janie's holding her purse camera. Do you want to describe the purse camera before I drop the best lyric that's in this song?
I didn't even notice the first camera, but I did like that she's like, oh my God, it's like a Mentos commercial in here.
So Janie's camera is in like a little, like, I guess you would call it like a baguette purse. I think that was the name of those in the 90s or whatever, or in the early 2000s, where it'd be like a little purse with like a small strap that just goes under one arm. Like you can't crossbody it. It's not a handbag. It's just like it goes on your, it's a shoulder bag, but like I think they call it a baguette purse. I might be wrong. But like you hold it on your armpit.
Kind of gay.
So
I know, diaper bag, purse.
So, like, literally, the way she's holding that is that if I were to take this pillow, and let's say I'm going to take this lamb chop, okay? Let's say there's a camera. I'm holding a stuffed lamb chop.
Wax is going crazy trying to get it.
If I'm holding a stuffed lamb chop, this is how she's holding her purse at the party. Like, she's holding it. She's
like
holding
a phone.
She's holding her purse to her ear, eye level. Like, literally, like, I'm like, Janie, as if you didn't have enough not going for you. You literally cannot afford to be walking around a party holding a chartreuse purse to your ear.
Like, why is Tina Fey on the phone with her purse?
Why is Tina Fey here with Zach Morris's cell phone, and why is it chartreuse now? They made a cover? Tight.
Also, they're making people look better than they are in this scene. They're just not consistent. Like that guy is like, that's why they made refills, and then he turns around and he's like, who invited the whale? Yes, of course that's mean. But he was nice to her face, kind of. It's like, when did these people start to evolve?
Like, that's why God. So, by the way, that's why God
it's like you already won and nobody even knows you're hiding. You know?
And, like, by the way, whoever wrote this is clearly a nihilist or whatever, because that's why God invented cheese fries, and that's why God invented refills. Like, literally, like, that's the best you have. Like, there was no punch.
That's why God invented Mentos. Okay.
Okay.
So
wait, can I tell you that my favorite? So I hear there's like a line that like, because they started to really like jam on this song. It was like, oh, should Sammy play like 15 seconds of this song? He goes, I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. So I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. That is the song. I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. So I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. I went back and listened to it. I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. So I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. Thank you. Is this a song about being at California Pizza Kitchen? Like, what is this song? Like, what is this song? It's about getting high in your parents' car with the police chasing you right after you left CPK. Like, so I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. Thank you. That's all I can imagine this song is about. I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid.
Oh my God.
Did you miss that?
Yes.
That to me was this.
And I wrote down so many lyrics throughout this thing about these like powerful women. It's like she yells at Caroline Ray, and then it's like, I could do anything. Like you just yelled at your mom. Like why would they choose that song?
No, it's like when you're brave and alone. Like everything is just like so it's so sad. But like I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid.
So I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid.
Like that is my.
That's like their big finale number.
That's my new 8 inches cut. Like that literally is my new 8 inches cut. Okay.
So what finally puts her over the edge after all of the shit she goes through in this movie?
Oh my God. So
someone goes, how's it going, tubs of fun?
Wait, we should play 1638 to 11922.
That's when she's like, I've lost it. Tubs of fun.
We're about to see the wheels fall off the goddamn cart, baby.
Wouldn't care if I did, so I got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid.
Excuse me, please. Thank you.
Michael! Oh, you are such a tease. You totally said you weren't coming.
Yeah, I got off early. Hey, have you seen Allie? I've been trying to call her all night.
Okay, look. You know I love her, but she is so fake with her nice all the time routine. I mean, how do you stand it? Like, she's not right for you.
And who is? Look, for the record, Allie's about the only non-fake girl I know lately.
What are you doing out here?
We have to go. I can't do this anymore.
Calm down. We've been through this stuff all month.
No, not with friends. It's different with friends. It's much, much worse.
This was your idea.
I know, and I was wrong. I should have listened to you. You were right. I thought this would help make up what I did to my mom and Ramona, but it's making things so much worse.
Oh my God. Is this because your stupid boyfriend is here? It is, isn't it? You don't want pretty boy. You know what you look like? Fat.
I'm sick of lying to people that trust me.
Allie? Allie?
Hey, how's it going? Tons of fun. I don't remember inviting you. Come on, baby, dance.
I get it. It's very funny. I'm really trying to go. Can you please stop? I'm really going to leave now. Please stop. Please. Please stop.
Hey.
Thank you. My God.
Hey, somebody get the forklift.
Knock it off. You are such a jerk.
What? Can't anyone take a joke anymore?
A joke? Is that your idea? Of a joke? You know, I thought maybe you guys would call me a couple of names, or you wouldn't let me in, but this? I may have come here under false pretenses, but you're the ones that should be ashamed.
Allie? Oh my God.
That's Allie? Okay, this is really weird. What the hell is going on here?
An experiment. Most of you failed. I came here to film how a fat girl would get treated by people who liked her before she was fat.
Wait, film? Like cameras? Okay, this is getting really lame.
I came here with Janie. Neither of us were invited yet. I was the one that got pushed around, called names. Why do you think that is? Eddie? You can't answer, can you? What about the rest of you? That didn't do anything or just kept laughing? How funny is it now?
Okay, I think maybe you should go.
I'm sorry for lying. But not for this. Did you get what you needed?
Do you think that maybe that was a suggestion she should order a salad?
Well, Caesar's like the fattiest
I
salad
was
you can
just
order.
gonna
You
say
know that, right?
that's like literally that's the lateral move that a person who like is dieting
That's like
makes
going
it,
to Applebee's and ordering a salad.
Good today. I'm
Yeah.
ordering a Caesar, and it's like you know that they like put sugar on the lettuce, right? Like the lettuce. No, like when you read, whenever
It's
you read
true.
a
When you read the
magazine
calorie
reveal
counts,
of like, no, it's like they're like, they literally put so much sugar in a restaurant salad that you got a Caesar salad
Truly.
from a guy named Sid.
I
Like,
used to work at Applebee's too,
Is
and those
Sid trying to
salads,
kill
they're
you?
like French fries. They're like French fries over ranch with some iceberg.
so I'm going to tell you my final notes from the movie, and then you can go over yours.
Okay.
Because they're very brief. Allie and her parents have a heart-to-heart. They're cool. Ramona and Allie have a heart-to-heart. They're cool. Allie and Janie show their documentary at school, and they're cool. Mike and Allie decide to stay together. It's great. she invites him to coffee with George.
Okay, I have to stop you because this fucking boyfriend. Okay, so this whole movie, you're like, well, he's thin, but he's nice, right? Like, he never says anything, but you're waiting for him to be like, oh my God, you were that fat girl. I still love you, even though you were, or like maybe for him to flirt with her.
Yeah.
But she goes, well, you would still love me, right? Like if I was really this weight. And he goes,
nah, bitch.
Well, not really.
You're like, not really, girl.
He's like, we both like working out. That's like what we do. So, and she's like, okay, happy ending. And then she talks to her dad and she's like, Dad. He's like, why do you hate your mother? Be nicer to her. Look.
He's like, she always orders the molten lava cake at Cheesecake Factory when I'm trying to get the Caesar salad from the guy named Sid.
She's like, she chose food over me. Mom.
I like
eating cheesecake.
I'm so
it's like, who cares?
out.
Who wouldn't choose? I choose food over you, Kaley. Okay, so that was, I have to say, this is the biggest shocker to me. I start crying at the end. Not this part, but the very part where she... Caesar.
Oh my God.
Parmesan, people.
Okay. I want to hear... I want to hear about when you cried, but can I tell you what I just found out?
Yeah.
So I always mark my birthday, January 10th, by a very important date. January 8th. Do you know whose birthday that is?
No, but January 6th is my birthday.
Elvis Presley.
Girl, that's how I'm going to die. Heart attack on a toilet.
Came out on January 8th, 2007.
Wait.
Damn! And then oh my god, wait, what's today? Damn. Just damn. So wait, it premiered in Sweden on October 5th, 2012. We're recording this right now on the 10th. I feel like this is all aligning astrologically for us. Should I look up the movie star chart while you are doing...
Look up the numerology of Caesar.
Okay.
The numerology of Caesar salad. So while you Google, I will cry at anything. So she does this monologue at the end, and it's one of those, like, you know, one of those commercials where, like, we're all the same. Like, I'm white, I'm Asian, I'm a man, I'm fat, I'm thin, whatever. And they all they keep morphing into each other. So she did that, and I was like, you can't get me with this, you stupid thin girl pretending to be fat. Like, I was totally Ramona-ing it. Also, I have to mention that Ramona... Finally, when she forgave her, kind of, she's like, I don't forgive you, but it's okay. And she goes, do you want to hang out? Or Ramona goes, no. Okay, so that didn't make me cry. So she starts going through the face morphing thing, and she's like, but I learned it was more about weight.
It was like the black or white video.
Yes.
Like, it was like...
Yes. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white. What matters is V-neck sweaters that are light blue in color. And I was like, oh! And she's like... Don't let the world tell you who you are. You tell the world. And I was like, ugh. I don't know why. And I felt like I wrote, you fucking pussy. That's what
you were mean to yourself. You degraded yourself in your own notes.
Yes. I mean, I had an empty box of Dominoes. I'm in my Crocs.
You're crying.
I'm writing 10 pages of notes about
like
this
me
bitch.
By Kaley quote. Yeah.
Yes. And then I end up crying.
Okay, so I'd like to read you some stuff. Thank you guys for listening to Fat Like Me. Don't turn this off because we've got a lot more for you. So the Latin meaning.
After this 3 parts.
Caesar is a Latin baby name. The Latin meaning of Caesar is hairy child, long-haired.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wasn't Caesar bald? He is in all the pizza boxes.
The name Caesar has 3 syllables. It begins with the letter C. The name Caesar has a numerology value of 6. In numerology terms, this means the following. Home. The place in which one's domestic affections are centered. The place or region where someone is native or most common. Family. A basic social unit consisting of parents and their children considered as a group, whether dwelling together or not. The traditional family. Now, I think that was like, got a Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. Like, I think that this is like Allie's like true soul seeping through in that moment. Because like this is actually like aligning with her home situation.
Except that she's a total bitch to everybody at home. She can't wait to leave.
Your numerology.
You don't deserve it.
Your responsibility in your numerology. Ready? The state or fact of being responsible. An instance of being responsible.
Wait, whose numerology that?
6.
Oh, okay.
Caesar.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
I'm so sorry.
I'm with you.
A particular burden of obligation upon one who is responsible.
Played by Caroline Ray.
It's like literally the definition of what responsible is, except they're repeating the word in the definition.
A place you live.
Reliability or dependability, especially in meeting debts or payments. She has a debt to her fucking mother for the way she treated. So I can do a gender predictor. Do you want me to see what my gender is?
Oh, gosh.
Do you want me to do a test on my gender right now?
Sure.
Look, no. So let's do to be fat like me. So we got the release dates, company credits. Okay, do you want to do filming locations? You know
Don't
this.
we have to do the
We're
yes
doing
or
the
no or
scale.
top toe thing? Oh, that's what we're doing now?
No, not yet. What's the yes or no with
Don't
top
call it
to
the
toe?
scale. It's fat like me. Yeah, the thing where at the end you give points.
Yeah.
Okay. So excited.
Victoria, British Columbia, Canada is where this was filmed.
Typical. Poor Canada has to put up with a lot of cheap ass ladies in blue V-necks.
You know, there's like rules there. Like literally, my goal in life
Canada's so
is, like,
beautiful. It can be any city anywhere.
yeah, for real.
It's like New York, but also a farm. Lots of Law and Orders filmed there.
Ronnie, think about the best movie ever made while I go upstairs. Perhaps Lee Daniels, The Butler. Score it on your bingo card. Okay. Bye, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Ronnie's thinking. Okay, so Ronnie, hi. This is Molly McAleer speaking live from my apartment. Drunk, kind of AF. No, I'm fine. I'm buzzed. I would say I have a solid buzz on.
Atta girl.
Do you want to know what this means?
What?
I've been drinking less.
Atta girl.
Because I've probably had 2.5 glasses of wine, and like, honey, I'm a little like housewife turned right now. I'm a little like, okay.
Well, it's this time of night, and I'm not drinking, so I think
Who
that means
didn't
I deserve
replace
a
the
fucking
Swiffer?
medal.
Who didn't take the Swiffer off the Swiffer? Okay, so can I get from you your all-time favorite movie?
Of all time.
Yeah, like you think the finest film ever made.
Soap Dish.
Soap Dish. Okay. So Soap Dish is a 1.
Yeah.
Mother May I Sleep with Danger, starring Tori Spelling, is a fat 5.
Okay.
A big fat 5 for this movie.
Okay.
Is this movie closer to Soap Dish or Mother May I Sleep with Danger? Acting.
This is closer to Mother May I Sleep with Danger.
Okay,
I would
like
say
where?
4 or 5.
You think it's a 4?
Yeah. This is pretty class.
Well, because it's like a lot of these characters were in different movies. I will say that, like,
Yes.
Ramona, I actually think Ramona gave me the most.
Yes. Well, Ramona did the most, I think, with her hair acting. So I'm going to give it to
And
Ramona.
also nut bar acting.
Yes, also the skinny guy with like a creepy fetish, and Mr. Johnson waiting outside the bathroom. Like there was a lot I liked.
I liked the glove compartment, like, close-up cutaway. Like, I think her hand did a great job opening up the glove compartment in that
I
scene.
think the nut bars did a great job.
Yeah, the nut bars fell in a heavenly way. So underreaction. Something happened and the character completely underreacted. Literally for me,
let's see, underreacted.
I thought the broken leg was a big underreaction from the entire family.
True.
Because they were like, oh, you blew your college scholarship because some girl fell on your leg. Like, we're not going to go fucking Irish beat the shit out of these girls. Like, okay, like,
Well,
whatever.
and the queen of underreaction is Caroline Ray. Like, literally, she never moves her face.
She's
and
like-
her bun stayed in place. Her
Like-
wispy bun stayed in place the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to give, Soap Dish is not underreaction at all.
Mike underreacted a lot. He'd be like, so what, you're busy?
Oh, God, the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know how he got his job. He was cute, though. I mean, he wasn't given a lot.
For me,
I'm
this
gonna
is
just
like
say
a
middle of the
3.
road for an underreaction.
This is a fat 3. Big fat 3. So overreactions. Like, anything where you were like, babe, are you okay? Like,
I have to say no. I have to say this is one of the most vanilla acted shows I've seen, right?
it was pretty straightforward. I will say that, like, I think that sometimes when I'm going to go and redo the scale for season 3, if you guys make it happen at patreon.com/MMISWP, if you go make that happen, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think overreactions and jokes fall a lot more in the same category than I realized the first time around, as well as I ordered Caesar salad from a guy named Sid. Like that, like music is a big deal.
nobody reacted to that.
These musics are a big deal to me. Okay, overreactions 1 to 5. What do you give that?
I don't think there was any overreacting. Do you? I mean, I love this movie.
I think
this
entire movie was an overreaction.
I don't think anybody even
She's like,
showed
Mom, you've got diabetes? I'm fucking gonna kill myself.
I know, but like a normal overreaction would be like beating your child or like sobbing. Like even when she heard that video of like, my mom's disgusting and she's a blob. I don't want to turn into her. Caroline Ray was like, I'm really upset. And then like kind of slammed the door silently.
No, my mom would have pulled the fucking baseball bat out from behind her bed and beat the shit out of me.
Girl, my mom would have hit me with her hands, a fly swatter, a wooden spoon.
So that's what I'm saying. When you go and you cry in the bathroom like the little bitch you are, Caroline Ray. Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah. My mom would beat me and then sob for real and break things and act like she's the victim.
Mm-hmm. So that was not a lot. So
comparatively, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give this.
I mean, I know I'm comparing
Caroline
Ray to my mom.
I'm going to comment on this and say I'm going to give this a 3 as well.
Yeah, even though I love this movie, I have to give the overreact. Even
Dialogue.
when Ramona got mad and like drove off in her car with that evil car look, that even wasn't too much to me.
Well, she did a lot of like, I mean,
it was reasonable.
Most of your script is literally quotes from Kaley Cuoco's IMDb page. Like you literally have to realize
people are a mirror.
Okay, so like when you look in the mirror, you have to accept also that like things are a scale. What? So dialogue on a scale of soap dish to Mother May I Sleep with Danger. I mean, we're talking. We got zingers here. Okay, we've got also.
This was pretty good. I mean, we are saying, or I have said a million times, people are like a mirror. I mean, that was pretty good, and the cheese fries lines were pretty good.
I just thought of something. I need to have foreshadowing in the scale next year. Because the pig nose falling literally meant everything
that was pretty good. Well, also the title. Which kind of happened first.
Yeah, and Can Cuss Like Me also as well. Like literally, by the way, I'm making that. If you guys are interested in making a student film, I have a backyard.
To cuss like me? What'd you say?
Concussed like me.
Concussed like
yeah, we're gonna film an old school 1950s football thing, and then I'm gonna put on a vintage dress of mine, and then someone's gonna come down here and slap me, and I'm not gonna realize that it's the 1950s and they're dealing with whatever it is that football stars have now.
Well, the 1950s is when they ate butter like Caroline Ray did in this. So I'm gonna give the dialogue a 5.
Sarcasmo.
Sarcasmo, yeah. Moo.
This is
Wide
a 4.
load.
I mean a 5. Like
That's
okay,
a 5,
actually this is a 5.
That's
right.
a 5. Yeah.
Okay, wardrobe. So there's an overall.
I mean V-neck. Seriously, V-neck light blue sweaters.
Everybody. Like your favorite store, Ross Dress for Less. Someone went into Ross Dress for Less and just fucking.
Girl, no. Ross would have like some zebra print.
Looted the joint.
It would have been like.
They
Ross is not
Ross.
V-necks. Ross is like zebra print or like terrible muumuus, but they fit
They were
tight.
in Steve Erwin's personal hope chest for Bindi and whatever the younger one's name is.
Wardrobe.
Bindi and Lizard. What's the kid's name? It's like his name is something like that, right?
I don't know.
It's
He
like,
was just
it's
so
like no,
like,
it's like iguana.
He
like
was
it's
so
literally
aggro.
like
He's like crocodiles. I was like,
yeah,
stop
it's
it.
like,
Get out of here.
Like,
I couldn't with him.
Okay, so for wardrobe, I'm gonna give this like a 3 because it made me sad.
Me too, but I think that was the point. They're like, look, doughy white people. I was like, okay. So I'll say 4.
Oh,
well,
no, that's closer to soap dish then.
No, 1 is closer to soap dish.
Oh, okay, you know the scale. Okay,
yeah.
Sometimes
people
girl,
fly
this up. So you want to give this a 4?
Soap dish have turbans,
a big
and soap
fat
opera
4
clothes. Yeah.
Okay, so we have wigs and weaves, which really only in this I would give to wigs and weaves. I would say Kaley's under dye.
Well, this was a 5 for me.
Oh, because it's offensive.
It's very Lifetime. Yeah.
Everything was like Mike had that like JTT hair.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you just went like this, you'd be like,
and that was like
do
his
I
real
want
hair.
to fuck you? What's going on? Yeah,
they made people do their real hair. I feel like Caroline Ray put that wispy bun up one time and just stayed in her trailer like that for 3 weeks.
I'm going to tell you something. Are we about to like fucking clear the game for this? Okay, I think we might, literally this might be the number
this
one.
This is a classic.
Well, because the next category is makeup.
Oh, well, makeup's, a 5.
I mean,
for sure. I mean,
the
what
makeup's a 5.
Yeah, the makeup is a 5. Because even when she ripped off her face, she only ripped off like the beard part.
Here's where we're going to start to make up for stuff. Okay, so crying. There was no big crying jag. Like, even when Kaley Cuoco was laying on her, like, Mexican sombrero
No, she was
pillow,
too much of a cold bitch to cry. She would never cry.
No.
She's
like,
too horrible to
so
cry.
we're going to give this a
Caroline
1.
Ray didn't
Caroline
even cry.
Ray had to go in the bathroom to cry.
Yeah.
Okay,
and probably
what are
just,
you,
like, ate a Tootsie Roll in there.
self-soothing child.
Yeah.
No, leave yourself, like,
Yeah, she
literally
didn't cry.
cry in public like the rest of us.
Caroline Ray never cries.
Victimization of the female character. Now,
oh my God,
I thought about this a
girl.
lot, and to me, the female character is Ramona. That's all I was thinking about. I was like, Allie,
Well, every guy was fucking terrible.
Like, so we watched revenge porn with Ben.
Yeah.
And Ben and I realized that, like, it wasn't the teen that was being revenge porn that was the victim. It was the mom that was, like, standing up being like, you were revenge porned, and that should be illegal.
Oh, like she was the real hero.
We figured out, like, yeah. We were like, they probably recut this for American eyes. And we're like, okay, we're going to take out all the parts where, like, the mom is, like, establishing herself, and we're just going to, like, cut in the daughter being a slut, and then the mom saving the day. And the mom's a real victim because she gets bullied by all the other moms because they're like, so what? Your daughter's a whore. Deal with it.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Just getting older and watching as much Lifetime I do and being in much real life as I am, moms are always the real victim, okay? Like, no matter what we think our moms might have done,
the nut bar might be the victim in here, honey. The
our
cheese
parents
fry?
put up with us, okay? Do you know anybody who made their parents' life easy? The mom is the victim. And when your daughter's doing some revenge porn shit, how do you think that makes the mom feel?
I
She's
think
like,
I
what?
made my mom's life a lot better. What would that burnout have done?
My mom is the victim. I'm with you on revenge porn.
I'm the Shauna's like literally so beautiful and great. I literally like I just needed to make the joke, but like literally like, come on. You're gonna call Molls the not highlight? Come on. Come on.
I know. Good luck without me.
Okay, I can't get on a plane without getting free Tito's. Okay? I feel so guilty about my popularity. I gotta buy a Heineken for the elderly man next to me. That's how popular I am. I get a fat like me my way out of this free drink situation. So
See,
there we
even
are.
that bitch never got anything free. She probably had to pay for her own cheese fries. I think that's major victimization. Now,
Okay,
people
no,
weren't-
so
the
crying,
women were
we're gonna
very
give
strong
let's give crying a
and
1
soap-dish.
because it's shit.
Oh, I
Crying
thought
ain't
this
shit.
was victimization.
No, we skipped over crying. Crying's a 1. It's nothing.
Yeah, crying. Yeah, but soap dish they did cry.
Victimization.
Oh,
But no,
I'm getting confused.
but not bad Tori Spelling
Right.
crying. Where it's like,
She's like Chewbacca crying.
yeah,
Okay,
she's
yeah.
sloth crying.
Yes.
Like Baby Ruth.
I don't mean she looks like that. I just
I
mean she
can't,
has
honestly,
that cry.
The irony of the fact that I snort laugh in a movie where I'm obsessed with the pig
I've
nose that
snorted
falls
the whole
downstairs.
time and also
Oink,
had like
oink.
heaving pneumonia laugh.
Yeah, and also, by the way, the only toys that Wags has been playing with besides tonight, and by the way, you should see, he has a lamb chop
But he's
shoved.
still ready to bite your
Oh, he's
hand
ready to
off
bite the
get
shit out of
that
me.
goat.
He has a lamb chop shoved under his nose, and he has literally a Christmas donut covering his asshole. Okay, this is what... Sammy, can you take a picture of this, of the lamb chop with the Christmas asshole? This is literally... And by the way, he's only been playing with pig toys. So today I was singing to a song today. I was like, my name's Black and Stuff. I got 2 pigs. Oink, 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 oink. I got 4 oinks, 2 pigs.
On the scale of
My
2
name's
pigs.
Susan. I got a Sid. What?
Oh my God. Okay, what's the
Victimization.
Oh, we're back to victimization.
Are you wearing-
all the women were victimized, but they also victimized each other. So fuck this show.
Okay.
Middle of the road.
3. Font.
Font.
Okay.
Well, I watched this with Dutch subtitles, so it was like, Mom!
So the actual font, like I literally would say, reminded me of a Jason Biggs movie circa 1997, which is close to real for Lifetime. So I feel like this is like a 3.
Okay, I'll go with you on the 3s.
This might be like Ronnie. This might be our highest rated movie of the season. I'm actually terrified.
I mean, it's a classic movie. I will
know.
never forget it.
Sammy, what's our score for this movie?
34.
34. Okay, I don't know what we've done this season. Let me check really quick. I haven't checked anything. I'm just trying to hang on. My literal goal every day is to be hanging on, baby. Oh, I just found the scale. I was very wrong. Okay, so The last update we have is 29.5. We did for Killer Assistant got a 35.5.
What did?
Killer Assistant.
Fuck that. That's not a classic. I've never even heard of that.
It's
okay,
really
let's go
good.
back and give Steph more points so we
It's
can win.
actually like really wrong. What I will tell you is that I've heard from a lot of people that when they're dealing with a hard time or a struggle in their life, that they listen to the Jodi Arias episode because it's not only the first episode of patreon.com/MMISWP, but it's us. And like, so I've had you back twice on both seasons because you're my number one boo. Like,
you're my baby.
Girl. And also no one like will get this like you where you're just like, yeah, like I fucking cried today and I wore my Crocs over your house. Like, that's so me. Like, it's like, no, like literally if you were doing this podcast at your house, I don't want to say I would show up in prosthesis with like in a fat suit, but I definitely would take the Forever Lazy I'm planning on wearing for Halloween and fill it full of like stuffing from Joanne Fabrics and show up to your house like that. You can find Ronnie Karam on Watch What Crappens. Go to watchwhatcrappens.com. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Also go to @Ronnie Karam on Twitter. You can go to Batchley Feels. What's it called?
Rose Pricks.
Rose Pricks.
And also Watch What Crappens is on tour.
Okay, they're on
San
tour,
Fran,
baby.
November 4th, and then I don't know where it goes.
And by the way, their live show in LA was lit.
That was so. They've all been so much fucking fun.
And do you want to know what's been really fun? It's been so fun. And then also I bought your magnets. I bought your poetry magnets. But what I will tell you is that you had these Mike and Ikes. Okay.
Oh yes, those were. Someone gave me those at the show, and they were a new flavor to me. What were they?
So they're
what was
called
the flavor?
Magic Mix. And what I did, so I went on Amazon and I played the fool. Like I bought those shits for $1.99. No, $9.99. No, I'm lying.
$9.99.
$9.99 for
Girl, you better
two
get
boxes.
a blowjob from Mike and Ike. For
That's what I'm saying. And by the way, did you know Mike and Ike are gay?
No, but it makes sense.
They got
Many fruity
They
flavors.
got gay married, and then they got divorced, and then they got remarried, and everyone was really excited for Mike and Ike. It was like a news item.
They're so talented with their candy making. That kind was good, and then I had sweet and sour recently. Amazing.
So anyway, listen to me. So then I went on DollarTree.com.
That's a thing.
I find the Mike and Ike mix and match, 99 cents a pop. I got 24 boxes coming to this house. Guess who's going to be eating Mike and Ike's mix and matches in Japan? Your girl. They're on DollarTree.com. You guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening to Mother May I Sleep With podcast. This will probably not be the last episode, but if it is, I'm going to try and do mini episodes anyway because I know a lot of people want to come on and talk in half an hour form, and I can get them to my house. I think I might even be able to get the guy from I Know My Name Is Steven over here to do that.
Yeah,
so,
next time I want the steward from the airline.
Yeah, so Tommy?
Tommy.
No, I was talking about a star of a Lifetime movie, but also Tommy will have too. Anyway, you guys, love you so much. Thank you for listening. Sorry for everything I've done. And Sammy,
never.
Sammy Hunio, thank you for joining us for our final 3 episodes of this season. Stephen Ray Morris, I love you so much. I love your mustache. Love your face. Love everything you do. Proud of you. Ronnie, proud of you.
Obsessed with you.
Also, obsessed with you. Obsessed with you. Wags, you're having part of your jaw removed in the morning. And I'm paying a lot of money for it. So, better not bite me tonight.
Okay. Moo.
Moo. Thank you for listening to Mother May I Sleep With podcast. If you liked what you heard, make sure you're subscribed in iTunes, Acast, or wherever you're listening to this right now. Want to help support the show? We've got a Patreon for that. Patreon.com/MMISWP. If you can't donate but still want to help, we always appreciate a 5-star review in the iTunes store with some kind words or passing this podcast on to your friends. You can find all of our social media pages and keep up with our ranking system by visiting mothermayisleepwithpodcast.com. Thank you to our producers, Stephen Ray Morris and Nicole Matthew, and of course you for going on this weird journey with us. Until next time, I'm Molly McAleer.
So I got kind of Caesar salad for my guy named Sid.